because Channapatna signifies two very important things. One is the BJP trying to portray an image of sharing great camaraderie as well as coordination with the JDS. And two, BJP trying to put in all its efforts in this lone constituency that was won by the Congress in 2019 Lok Sabha election. With camera person Govind, Pratibha Raman in Channapatna for NDTV. So how confident are you with respect to Bengaluru rural constituency?
After the grand success of Amit Shah's rally, road show, we have full confidence that including Bengaluru rural parliamentary segment, all the 28 parliamentary segment will going to be blessed by Kannadigas and all the 28 parliamentary segment voters.
So you will also be filing your nomination in a day?
Yes, day after tomorrow I will also filing the nomination papers in Mandya.
So how is the coordination between the BJP and JDS?
The coordination is going on, both the party workers and leaders. We are smoothly with full confidence we are working on.
Thank you so much, sir. So that was Mr. H.D. Kumarasamy talking about how it will be a smooth coordination between the BJP as well as the JDS ahead of the Lok Sabha election.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
युवा तो आपकी सोच में है, आपके काम में है।
कांग्रेस के महासचिव सचिन पायलट जी,
आप काम ना करने दें, उनके खाते सीज कर दें, तो ये एक हेल्दी साइन नहीं है हमारी डेमोक्रेसी के लिए। अगर आप पॉलिटिकल पार्टी हो, आपको टैक्स नहीं लगेगा, लेकिन आपको रिटर्न हर साल फाइल करना है। माय बॉस, प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी is the best.
Chose the name Rani only because I saw so many wonderful queens while growing up.
that's how.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello, Moto.
Due to no breakthrough in talks, the crisis as far as the Sara Airlines is concerned, that continues on day 3. 10 flights have been cancelled this morning, more disruptions expected, and the government and the DGCA has stepped in asking what steps are being taken in order to not cause any inconvenience to the passengers. Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin in the excise policy scam. This is what the ED has replied in order to seek more custody of the Chief Minister. That hearing will continue today as well. The Aam Aadmi Party claims that the Enforcement Directorate is lying as there's been no money trail that's been found, and which is why the Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh has been granted bail in the same case. The EC has now acted against officials in 5 states. We're talking about Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh, where officials have been transferred. DM, SP, IG level rank officials have been stripped of poll duty. Kiran Rijiju hits out over China renaming places in Arunachal Pradesh, says this is unbecoming of a responsible power. He also says earlier the impression was meek under the Congress regime, but with the Prime Minister now holding a strong stance, that seems to be irritating China. A very strong earthquake of 7.7 magnitude has hit Taiwan, which has triggered a tsunami warning for China, Taiwan and Japan. Over 80,000 homes are without power. This is the strongest earthquake in over 25 years. Lucknow's Mayank Agarwal sets the speed gun on fire, rattles the Royal Challengers as they slump to a 28-run loss.
Ballooned up in there, just gone in the fingers. Feet went nowhere. Just slogged in for 4. Was expecting a short one. Feet nowhere. Just beaten them on the outside edge. Absolutely flying through the...
Very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Wadhwa. Let's get to your top story that seems to be no breakthrough as far as talks between striking pilots and the management of Vistara is concerned. The crisis deepens. Vistara Airlines intensifies with over 50 flights that were cancelled on Tuesday. Now 10 flights have been impacted since early this morning. More disruptions are expected because of non-availability as far as pilots are concerned. They are protesting the terms of a new contract, due to which they will be working less hours, which basically means less pay. Now, the Aviation Ministry has sought a detailed report from Vistara and has also asked the airlines to step in and to take steps that will deal with the inconvenience that is being caused to passengers. Let's get you all the details with my colleague Vishnu.
Well, the latest information available with NDTV indicates that at the moment the crisis in Vistara is set to continue. What is this crisis all about? Well, we have these new details. The crisis is set to continue since there is no breakthrough in talks between pilots and the management. Neither side is budging at the moment. 52 flights were cancelled today in data submitted by the airline to the regulator. Junior first officers say that their cost to company, part of their salary, goes down to 1,87,750 rupees a month from 2,35,000 per month, since they will be mandated to fly 40 hours now per month as opposed to 70 hours earlier. But sources within the airline say that pilots who choose to fly more are incentivized and have the possibility of earning more than what they did earlier. Pilots say that they will not gain seniority within the airline if they do not sign the new contract. In other words, co-pilots will not be promoted to captains, captains will not be promoted to operate wide-body aircraft on international routes. The Ministry of Civil Aviation, the Civil Aviation Minister himself and the regulator, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, are all monitoring the situation. The pilots say that there have been 15 pilots who've quit the airline in the last 2 weeks. Vistara, the airline there, while not commenting specifically on these numbers, our sources in Vistara say that the industry is in churn and that these numbers of exits needs to be looked at in that context.
We have my colleague Sujata joining us from Mumbai Airport. Sujata, is there a smoother functioning of the airlines this morning, or is there more chaos that spills over day 3?
Well, certainly, and if we talk about the current status of the flight delays and cancellations that has been taking up with the Vistara Airlines has now reduced, where yesterday from Mumbai to cities like Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore and Kolkata, we saw that there were flight cancellations of up to 15 to 16 flights, and today whereas it has reduced up to only 4 since morning. So yes, somewhere action has been taken and efforts has been made by the airlines to ensure that that smooth communication is established with its passengers and also provide refund, especially to those who were not able to board their flight due to miscommunication from the airline's end. And also at present, if we talk about the airline working on its policies internally to about the revised salary structure that was given to the pilots, and also ensure that all of their queries are solved, and also concepts are clear with regard to be the incentive structure or the salary structure that has been provided to the pilots as well as the cabin crew. And also after the Ministry of Civil Aviation has sought a report with regards to the entire crisis that the airlines has witnessed in the recent 1 week, it is being ensured that all of the communication is smoothly communicated with the passengers, and also at the same time with regards to the internal malfunction that the airlines has witnessed in the recent time. Also they are being worked upon, and at present we also tried talking to some of the passengers who mentioned about the problems that they were receiving earlier. However, they told us that they would not really want to fly with the same airlines again in the future because of the last minute cancellation that they got. But they also stated that they did get a full refund from the airlines once the flight was cancelled, but did miss up on important events. So certainly there are corrections that are being made, and also now if the flight is delayed, passengers do not have to come and wait at the airport for a long time. Instead, they are informed well in advance about the same.
Right, Sujata, we are hearing that 10 flights have been impacted since early this morning. More disruptions are expected. Take us through the grievances as far as the pilots and the crew is concerned. I mean, what we are hearing and how Vishnu really explained to us that their flying hours will be reduced as far as junior pilots are concerned, which basically means that they'll earn less, and that is what they're protesting against.
Well, certainly, and also if we see that because of the recent structure that were noticed in the recent past, where Vistara has earlier also been with be it the record of flight cancellations and also the flight delays that they have noticed, we have seen that the pilots especially were not able communicated well. And also if we look here at the airport, passengers have already gone inside, and there are passengers who did work at the delay and come up at the airport. But now that the communication is already established, we have noticed that all of these crises seems to be boiling down, where people are they are able to communicate well, and also at the same time the airlines has clearly informed its passengers about either the flight not being taken off, or either if they are at a delay. So certainly efforts are being made, and also the airlines has ensured that this time, after the Ministry of Civil Aviation has sought a report, they have also been ordered to ensure that passengers' interest is being protected.
Right, Sujata, we are seeing a change on day 3 finally, and this is after the Aviation Ministry has sought a detailed report from Vistara and has also asked the airlines the steps that they are taking in order to deal with the inconvenience that's been caused to the passengers, and which is why there seems to be that communication line that you're talking about that has been established. They are now reaching out to their passengers before time in order to ensure that they don't finally land up at the airport and then be told that their flight has been cancelled. So, but yet we are seeing that about 10 flights have been impacted since early this morning. We will keep tracking the story and coming back to you for more on that. Moving on to more news now, and there's been a breakthrough as far as the Aam Aadmi Party in the liquor policy scam is concerned. Senior leader Sanjay Singh is out of jail after 6 months, with the Supreme Court pointing out that there had been no evidence found against him. There was no money trail, and this comes on a day when senior leader Atishi yesterday said that she was approached by the BJP to swap sides. While the BJP did not react to that when asked about those allegations that were being made by Atishi, she also went on to say that if she wouldn't switch sides, the BJP would go ahead and then have the Enforcement Directorate or the investigating agencies arrest her along with other Aam Aadmi Party leaders as well. But while describing Sanjay Singh's bail as the victory of truth, his wife has said that the Aam Aadmi Party will celebrate only when all the leaders are cleared in this case. His wife Anita Singh said the happiness is incomplete without 3 of the brothers, which includes Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain, who continue to be behind bars.
ईडी ने, सीबीआई ने 500 से ज्यादा अफसर लगाए इस केस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन में, लेकिन 2 साल में भी आम आदमी पार्टी के किसी नेता के पास 1 रुपया भी प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम का नहीं मिला। तो आज जब कोर्ट में पूछा गया कि पैसा कहां है, मनी ट्रेल कहां है, प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम कहां है, तो ईडी का कोई जवाब नहीं था, इस सवाल को लेकर।
नहीं, वो तो उनको बेल मिल गई और ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया। देखिए, इसके हमारी जो कोर्ट सिस्टम की, हमारी जुडिशरी की जो रबस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस है, अब वो कहते हैं, कल जब राहुल गांधी जी बोल रहे थे उस दिन रामलीला मैदान, उन्होंने बोला इलेक्शन कमीशन ये फिक्स्ड मैच है, इलेक्शन कमिश्नर भी आपके हैं, जुडिशरी भी आपकी है। अरे भाई, जुडिशरी हमारी होती तो ये इतनी बढ़िया स्कीम है इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड, क्यों उन्होंने उसको नेगेटिव कर दिया? तो ये हमारी डेमोक्रेसी की खासियत है कि हम अगर कोर्ट्स इंडिपेंडेंट है, वो जो भी निर्णय लेंगे, पर ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया।
लोकसभा चुनाव से पहले वो आम आदमी पार्टी के 4 और नेताओं को गिरफ्तार करने वाले हैं। वो मुझे गिरफ्तार करेंगे, वो सौरभ भारद्वाज को गिरफ्तार करेंगे, वो दुर्गेश पाठक को गिरफ्तार करेंगे और वो राघव चड्ढा को गिरफ्तार करेंगे।
अब कल केजरीवाल जी ने आतिशी जी का नाम क्या ले लिया, आज आतिशी जी ने ऑपरेशन लोटस की बात कर ली। इतने महीने से चुप क्यों थे? अगर यदि किसी ने बात किया था तो इनसे प्रश्न, इसका जवाब तो देना पड़ेगा ना। घबरा गए होंगे, उनके नेता ने खुद उनका नाम लिया है, जो मीडिया कह रही है, तो अब उनको लग रहा होगा कि मैं भी फंस जाऊंगी। तो ऐसा है, बीजेपी के ऊपर में एक आरोप लगा दो, गलत ही सही।
And Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin and the key conspirator is what the Enforcement Directorate has gone on to reply in order to seek custody, an extension as far as Arvind Kejriwal's custody with the Enforcement Directorate is concerned. That hearing that started yesterday will continue today as well. Do remember that Arvind Kejriwal has filed a petition against his arrest, saying that, it goes against his rights as the Chief Minister of Delhi. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party has also gone on to say that the Enforcement Directorate is lying when they say that Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin. Aam Aadmi Party has gone on to say that they found no money trail evidence, and which is why Sanjay Singh has also been released. Arvind Kejriwal is in Tihar jail. He has been provided with home food as well as medicines for diabetes, etc. My colleague Ankit has the details.
Now, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, is now in the Tihar prison. Let's just give you a sense of where and how he has been housed in this prison. He is in jail number 2 of the Tihar prison, which is usually for convicted criminals. Strict CCTV surveillance and security has been put across the cell where Mr. Kejriwal is being held at. He's allowed home food after the court order because he is a diabetic. There is a sugar sensor which has also been put, in fact, in his cell so that he can monitor his sugar levels. Remember, Arvind Kejriwal is a diabetic, and that is why he needs to monitor his sugar. Then, of course, he is also requested isabgol and glucose as well, which has been provided by the jail authorities. There have been certain, toffees and candies which have been provided to him if his sugar levels drop. What we have also been told that he has been allowed to the bedding from his residence, from his home, which has been provided to him. He is in an isolation room. There is a table, chair and few books that he had requested. 3 books, in fact, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and a book by a journalist about prime ministers, how prime ministers take decision. All that has been provided to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal.
Right, and that case will be coming up in court again today regarding the extension of ED's custody. Moving on now, the Prime Minister has attacked Rahul Gandhi over his comments that he made recently while hitting out at Rahul Gandhi about the comments made as far as India would be set on fire if the BJP got elected for the 3rd time. Well, the Prime Minister has gone on to question, saying, is this the language of democracy? He said the prince of the opposition party's royal family has declared that the country will be on fire if the BJP returns.
अगर हिंदुस्तान में मैच फिक्सिंग का चुनाव बीजेपी जीते और उसके बाद संविधान को उन्होंने बदला, तो इस पूरे देश में आग लगने जा रही है। जो मैंने कहा, याद रखो, ये देश नहीं बचेगा।
बीते वर्षों में यहां से पलायन रुका है। वो दिन दूर नहीं जब रोजगार के लिए शहर गए साथी वापस लौटेंगे। भाई और बहनों, मोदी के इन प्रयासों के बीच कांग्रेस और इंडी गठबंधन ने अपने इरादे दिखा दिए हैं। कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार के शहजादे ने ऐलान किया है कि अगर देश ने तीसरी बार बीजेपी सरकार को चुनी, आग लग जाएगी। 60 साल तक देश पर राज करने वाले 10 साल सत्ता से बाहर क्या रह गए? अब देश में आग लगाने की बात कर रहे हैं। क्या ये आग लगाने की बात आपको मंजूर है? क्या इस देश को आग लगाने देंगे? क्या आग लगाने की ये भाषा उचित है? क्या ये आग लगाने वाली भाषा लोकतंत्र की भाषा है? ऐसे लोगों को सजा करोगे? पक्की सजा करोगे? चुन चुन करके साफ कर दो। इस बार इनको मैदान में मत रहने दो भाइयों।
And in other news, Amit Shah has held a series of meetings with the BJP and the JDS leaders in Bengaluru to strategize the address descent. He embarked on a 3-day, this was a 3-kilometre roadshow in the evening at Channapatna in Bengaluru rural, which remained a Congress bastion in 2019. Well, he went on to say that there's no match between the BJP and the Congress party, accusing the opposition bloc of rampant corruption and scams. There's also no match as far as the Prime Minister and Rahul Gandhi is concerned, who travels abroad as summer sets in, while the Prime Minister doesn't take a single day off.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah starting his election campaign in Karnataka by holding a road show at the Bengaluru rural constituency. The lone seat won by the Congress in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. In what is shaping out to be a high-voltage campaign for the 28 seats in the state, the Home Minister began his roadshow by hitting out at the Congress.
10 साल मनमोहन सोनिया की सरकार में 12 लाख करोड़ का भ्रष्टाचार हुआ। डीके शिव कुमार जी को तो भ्रष्टाचार से परहेज ही नहीं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और जेडीएस का गठबंधन सभी 28 की 28 सीटें जीतकर कांग्रेस का अकाउंट नहीं खोलने देंगे।
Earlier in the day, he was welcomed with sharp remarks by the State Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, whose son Yatendra's comment against Shah had led to a complaint by the BJP with the Election Commission.
ಕೊಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಬೇಡ, ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಬೇಡ. ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾನೇ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಕೆದಾಟುಗೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಾ? ಮಾದಾಯಿಗೆ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? ಯಾಕೆ ಓಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ? ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ actually ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ he has no moral right.
The exchange between Siddaramaiah and Shah sets the tone for the Karnataka campaign 2024, in which the Chief Minister is likely to be the target of the BJP, and the results here could impact the power equations in the Siddaramaiah government as well.
Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Karnataka's Channapatna signifies two very important things. One is the BJP trying to portray an image of sharing great camaraderie as well as coordination with the JDS. And two, BJP trying to put in all its efforts in this lone constituency that was won by the Congress in 2019 Lok Sabha election. With camera person Govind, Pratibha Raman in Channapatna for NDTV.
And of course, my colleague Pratibha also spoke with H.D. Kumaraswamy while he will be filing his nomination on Thursday. He went on to say that he's confident of winning all 28 seats.
How confident are you with respect to Bengaluru rural?
After the grand success of Amit Shah's rally, roadshow. We have full confidence that, including Bengaluru rural parliamentary segment, all the 28 parliamentary segment will going to be blessed by Kannadigas and all the 28 parliamentary segment voters.
So you will also be filing your nomination in a day?
Yes, day after tomorrow I will also filing the nomination papers in Mandia.
So how is the coordination between the BJP and JDS?
The coordination is going on, both the party workers and leaders. We are smoothly, with full confidence, we are working on.
Thank you so much, sir. So that was Mr. H.D. Kumarasamy talking about how it will be a smooth coordination between the BJP as well as the JDS ahead of the Lok Sabha election.
Thank you so much, Pratibha, for bringing us all those details. With that, we're sitting in a short break. Back with a whole lot more.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
You basically say to parents, stop chasing happiness and success for your kids. I'm like, hey, but if nothing else, I should at least be doing that. And in today's very goal-driven, success-driven world, I'll be like, I get it, but I don't want my kid to be left out. I want to give them the best chance.
Right, so let's just take success first. And most Indian parents will have to admit, even in the privacy of their own solitude, that success is their main goal in raising their children. And when we raise children with this goal in mind, what we often do is become blind to who the child really is. When we drive our children to success, we objectify them. And no parent likes to admit that they're doing that, because we pretend to ourselves, we lie to ourselves that all our pushing is coming because we care about our children. We love our children, but that's not the truth. We care about ourselves. We love ourselves. We feel good to have our children be successful. And if our children fall off the wagon, it makes us feel anxious.
But then you also say, don't push for happiness. Don't make that your big goal either. Can you tell us why? That sounds like a really different way of looking at things.
We want our children to be happy. Well, what that really means is we want our children to be really happy because that makes us feel as if we're good parents. It makes us feel in control and as if we're successful. Our children are going to have a lot of unhappy moments in life. Life is not about just unilateral, unilinear feelings. In fact, pain, fear, anxiety is part of the human experience. And in fact, that's what actually keeps us safe sometimes. And that's how we're wired to know that there's danger. And that's how we grow. Our children will pay a price. They may not tell us right now, but they will pay a price in their own life because they will be unable to sit with their difficult emotions. They will drink too much, eat too much, socialize too much, spend too much money, and look outward because they're too uncomfortable to sit with their pain, because we've taught them that they should just be happy, which is unrealistic and it's toxic.
Now friends, if I talk about the first story or the top story of the week, well, it's a very special one. मेरी जेब में वो phone है फिलहाल, but this phone, let me just tell you a basic set of details around this phone और फिर आप guess करना कि वो क्या हो सकता है.
Rahul Gandhi to file his nomination from Wayanad today after holding a roadshow in Kerala's Kalpatta. While Congress leader will make his way to the constituency to present his nomination documents at the collectorate for the Wayanad parliamentary constituency. All India Congress Committee General Secretary and sister Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is expected to be there as well. And Prakash Ambedkar extends his support to Supriya Sule. Prakash Ambedkar has announced his support for Sharad Pawar's daughter. This is after there seemed to have been a split wide open as far as Sharad Pawar and Prakash Ambedkar is concerned, but that seems to have changed recently. EC transfers top officials in 5 states, and the EC is acted against officials in Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha as well as Andhra Pradesh. Those officials have been transferred. We're talking about DM, SP, IG rank officials who've been stripped of poll duty. In other news, Kiran Rijiju has said that the people of Arunachal Pradesh are furious after China released a 4th list of 30 new names of various places in the state. Earlier, Ministry of External Affairs firmly rejected the attempts that were being made by China to rename places and asserted that assigning invented names will not alter the reality. Speaking to NDTV, Kiran Rijiju said that Chinese actions are unbecoming of a responsible power, and the reaction to Prime Minister's tough policy, saying that earlier on the impression was meek under the Congress regime, but all that has changed under Prime Minister Modi.
Why do you think Chinese have made it almost a ritual? Last year also in the April they said, we are announcing some names for some parts of Arunachal Pradesh to which you belong. You have been a member of parliament for many, many years now. Again this year the same story. What is the reason? I mean, what is it that the Chinese are wanting to achieve here?
I think the Chinese have certainly realized that here in India we have a government which is not compromising anything, especially with regard to our territorial integrity and also the extraordinary efforts to secure our border. Because the Chinese are used to an Indian government which will not develop the border areas. So now if you see all the statements coming from the Chinese authorities, they are objecting to the rapid infrastructure and other works which are going on in the border areas. They are complaining, in fact. That means till 2014, all the border areas right from Ladakh to Arunachal Pradesh, bordering with China, these areas were deliberately left unattended. These areas were left underdeveloped. So now after Modi ji became Prime Minister, he started rapid development of the border areas. He started building roads, infrastructures, now basic amenities, electricity, power supply and 4G networks, as well as water and other health, education, all sectors you see across the border areas are now access to basic amenities. This has irritated the Chinese because they are not used to it. The Chinese were used to a meek Indian government as well as a very pacifist kind of policy towards the border areas. We are totally, finding it very inappropriate for a responsible big nation like China. How can they get into this kind of unfounded, false and very funny kind of action? That how can you start naming another country's territory? As I said, we have no historical link with China. Where from they have this idea of started naming our geographical locations. So that is why I said we are furious. People of Arunachal Pradesh are taking strong exception to this kind of actions from the Chinese side, and we want to issue very strong message. I want to convey on the behalf of people of Arunachal Pradesh that the more Chinese are doing this kind of activities, it will only strengthen our resolve to remain stronger to defend our territory.
Hello and welcome to NDTV Auto. I'm here in Jaipur for Volkswagen brand conference and they have made a slew of announcements here. Let's talk more about them with Mr. Ashish Gupta, brand director, Volkswagen India. You know, you have again changed the lineup of Taigun. What was the purpose behind it, and will that make things simpler for people?
No, I think, the endeavor has been, and if I take you back 2 years when we introduced the Taigun, we introduced it on two-line structure, the dynamic line, which was basically based on the 1 liter, and the performance line, which was based on the 1.5 liter. Over the period of time, what we have also realized is that customers are not differentiated by, engine types. Customers are more and more moving towards style differentiation. What kind of a style appeals to me and what kind of a style does not appeal to me or appeals to another set of customers. So the endeavor this time has been to now put our line structure in place to appeal to style more than the differentiation by the engine line. So that's what we have done. So now we have the chrome line, which is more elegant, for the customers who like that kind of a design language, available both on the 1.5 and the 1 liter, and then the sporty look with more black themed exterior and interior elements, which appeals to customers who are looking for more sporty, rugged kind of an appeal that appeals to them. So that's why today we have launched the GT Plus.
No breakthrough in talks leads to a more crisis as far as Vistara Airlines is concerned. 10 flights have been impacted, 6 from Mumbai, 10 from Delhi. The government and the DGCA have stepped in as the crisis deepens, asking what the airlines is doing in order to make sure that the passengers are not inconvenienced. Kejriwal is the kingpin is what the Enforcement Directorate has said in its reply, seeking for an extension as far as the custody of Arun Kejriwal is concerned. Do remember, Arun Kejriwal has moved to top court in order to, get a bail in the case. This is, it is Sanjay Singh who has got bail in the case, and this is why the Aam Aadmi Party is saying that the ED is lying. There's been no money trail. And the Election Commission acts against officials in 5 states. Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, as well as Andhra Pradesh, and officials there have been transferred. We talk about DM, SP, IG rank officials who will not be allowed to participate in poll duties. Kiran Rijiju hits out over China renaming places in Arunachal Pradesh, saying this is unbecoming of a responsible power, and how the impression of India under the Congress regime was meek, but now it's very strong under Prime Minister Modi. 7.7 magnitude earthquakes has hit the eastern coast of Taiwan. Many buildings have collapsed after the strongest earthquake in over 25 years. A tsunami warning has been triggered, and that warning has been downgraded after the Taiwan quake. And Lucknow's Mayank Yadav sets the speed gun on fire, rattles the Royal Challengers as they slump to a 20-run loss.
Just caught in the fingers. Feet went nowhere. Just slogged it for 4. Was expecting a short one. Feet nowhere. Just.
Let's get to your top story, and that's a major earthquake with a magnitude of 7.7 struck off Taiwan's eastern coast this morning. There was a tsunami warning that was triggered, which has now been downgraded. The powerful earthquake struck off Taiwan, collapsing buildings. A lot of devastation has been seen. The quake's epicenter located about 18 kilometers south of the city of Hualien. Several aftershocks were felt in Taiwan, including one that registered a magnitude of 6.5. Now, we're talking about the strongest earthquake in over 25 years. Train services have been suspended across the island of 23 million people, as has the subway service. Now, according to reports, things quickly returned to normal in the capital, with children going to school, and the morning commute appears to be normalizing.
I'm currently in Taipei, and this morning at 7:58, around 8 p.m., 8 a.m. in the morning, we felt the tremor, and it was massive. And as you mentioned, it's I think the most, I would say the tremor-wise, it's one of the strongest earthquakes in the history of Taiwan. Over the last 2 decades, Taiwan's they have kind of set up a lot of emergency procedures, and they're one of the best in the world. So that's why the tremor was 7.2 as per the Taiwan government's response. They call it Central Weather Administration. So as per Central Weather Administration, it's 7.2. But yeah, different scales have set it. Some scales are saying it's 7.4, but it was quite devastating. I would say that, but Taiwan, the houses are built in such a way that it's earthquake proof to a great extent. So that's why even though we felt inside quite a massive tremor, but at the end of the day, you can't see too many houses or buildings collapse. Yeah, but near the epicenter, which is Hualien in eastern coast of Taiwan, in that place there are several houses, buildings collapsed. And in Taipei, there are several metro or MRT routes. They have stopped service, and the high-speed railway, which is Taiwan's bullet train, that has been also stopped for almost an hour. So it's been quite I would say, quite a shocking scene here. Although Taiwanese, they are quite, local Taiwanese, they are quite habituated with aftershocks, earthquakes over the last few decades. But still, I would say that various Taiwanese who are my close friends and colleagues, they are also shell-shocked by this morning jolt. Construct buildings are also earthquake-proof. So I think because of that reason, it's quite, I would say the devastation may not be as high as we may think. But yeah, it was shocking early in the morning, getting the jolt, feeling the jolt. But I can tell you, after the earthquake, I have already felt 6 to 7 aftershocks. So this time, I mean, it's unprecedented. I would say even my Taiwanese friends and other people, colleagues, they are also telling me this is unprecedented, one of the strongest. You can see a lot of systems already in place, like post-earthquake, aftershock resistance systems are already there. And even before the earthquake, there's an SMS alert. So whenever there is some natural disaster or some sort of disaster, the authorities or the surveillance system faces. So there's an alert on your phone, everybody's phone. So we got that alert. So the phone started ringing relentlessly. You know that this is an alert. So this alert has been already issued, and everybody has the kind of got information about what to do, what not to do. And as you mentioned, the tsunami alarm has been raised. So the people near the coastal areas and in the outlying islands, they are also been alerted. City level or the prefecture level administration, they are on their disaster management act right now. I think that's one of the reasons the casualties I expect very low.
Now, as India gets ready to send an Indian astronaut into space from Sriharikota as part of the ambitious Gaganyaan mission, 40 years ago on the 3rd of April 1984, Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma flew into space on an Indo-Soviet mission. Till date, he remains the only Indian to fly into space. And on the 40th anniversary of that historical flight, NDTV's Pallav Bagla spoke to the cosmonaut. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
Any message for the 4 astronaut designates which India has chosen? Like you, they are also Indian Air Force test pilots and all fit and ready to go, I'm told. So any short, crisp message for the 4 astronaut designates as the only person from India who's been into space?
You see, Pallav, I've been very closely associated with all 4 of them, and whatever I had to say, I have been sharing my experience, and whatever my learning has been, I have shared with them. Everybody approaches this with a different mindset, but since they are experienced test pilots, I'm quite sure that they would be as excited as I was, and they would be as, shall we say, they will concentrate as much as I did, if nothing else, to make sure that the mission is a success and the country gets, the Air Force and the country gets the accolades for it. And given ISRO's recent history and successes, I have no doubt that they will perform well, all four of them. They're professionals, and they will achieve the mission objectives, and they'll return home safe and sound. And I really look forward to having them join the band.
Do you think these are exciting targets and goals that the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has set for the Indian space community? And now we say community because it's going beyond ISRO now.
Yeah, it is indeed exciting. It is, I would say, it's quite analogous to what Kennedy had done for the US, raising the bar and saying we are going to go to the moon, and they did. So we must keep the bar high because that's the only way we will accelerate our efforts. I would also like to say that, as I had mentioned earlier, that we need to get our social model up to speed so that we don't go there and carve boundaries and like we've done in Antarctica and say what we get from here is ours. I think if we follow the UN dictum and the vision which the United Nations has, then it should be a collaborative effort, because settling on the moon or settling on Mars, in my opinion, is beyond the resource capability of any one nation. So I think cooperation recommends itself. And I think the earlier we do that, the better off all of us will be. I do believe that, this is going to happen sooner rather than later. And all of India's efforts in terms of science and space have been to include everybody, which is why we've shared the scientific data with whoever has been collaborating. So we have not kept it for ourselves.
Well, thank you so much, Pallab Bagla, for getting us that exclusive interview. Well, finally, a famous tourist... with that, we're slipping into a short break. Back with a whole lot more.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Famous tourist resort Gulmarg in Jammu and Kashmir's Baramulla hosted a mega voter awareness program ahead of the Lok Sabha polls.
50 NDTV wins big at NBAR. With 43 awards, NDTV reigns supreme. Sanjay Pugalia takes home the award for Editor-in-Chief of the Year. Santosh Kumar wins Managing Editor of the Year. Vishnu Som, Maria Shakil and Sumit Avasthi take home the top honours for the Anchors of the Year. BSI, Hum Log and We the People all take home awards. And NDTV 24/7 takes home News Channel of the Year award. NDTV stands for trust. Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, NDTV, big exclusive.
We provide justice to common citizens, and there is no case which is too small even for the highest court of the nation.
CGI का काम करने का अलग अंदाज.
Sometimes I get emails even in the middle of the night, and I'm always available to answer those emails. 25 crore final judgments and orders. This data is available online. As on 29 February 2024, 3.09 crore cases have been heard on video conferencing mode.
Chief Justice Chandrachud.
He likes rockets and he fired rockets against RCB on Tuesday night. Young Delhi pacer Mayank Yadav set the speed gun on fire and knocked over Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Let's first take a look at how he did it. He's a 21-year-old from Delhi who has been setting IPL on fire in his maiden season. Let's take a look at how he took his 3 wickets on the night. Glenn Maxwell evaded the first bouncer from Mayank, but this one came in at 151 plus and he had to leave for a duck. That was the first wicket of Mayank.
Expecting a short 1 feet, no ebb, just beaten him on the outside edge.
Cameron Green, bred on Western Australian fast and bouncy wickets, had a taste of his own medicine. Mayank nailed the top of his off stump. And then he bounced out Rajat Patidar, picking 3 for 14 on the night as RCB slumped to a 28-run loss and fell to the 9th position on the table. I'm joined at this hour by my experts and fan. I'm joined by Prakash Vakankar, who is a senior broadcaster, and Varnata Singh to talk more about Mayank magic this season. Prakash, he said that he likes rockets, he likes fast cars, and he's bowling rockets this season, isn't it?
He certainly is, Rika. He certainly is. You know, this is the amazing thing about the IPL. Sometimes you get talent like this, which gets showcased on a world stage. And today, the world of cricket, forget about just Indian fans and followers, but around the world, I had a couple of messages last night, which I saw this morning from people in the UK, in Australia, just wondering, you know, who he is. Of course, in today's era, all that will get known. But the amazing thing about this lad is that he's come through, as so many have, through multiple hardships. And really, the Sonnet Club in Delhi seems to have this habit of producing some real talent. And kudos to all of those folks who have nurtured him. Let's hope that the BCCI can look after him well. He's had a few injuries early in his career and sort of mothball him, but keep him fresh and sharp for whatever is to come in his life. But really, he has set the IPL on fire. There's no question about it.
At one point, KL Rahul, the wicketkeeper, and his captain was also hit. Let's listen into what KL Rahul had to say about keeping to him on the night.
One ball hit me really hard, but yeah, it's so happy to see Mayank bowl the way that he's bowling in the last couple of games. He's quietly, patiently waited for 2 seasons in the dugout. Missed out last year because of injury, unfortunately, but he's been in Bombay with the physios working really hard. He understands that, you know, bowling 155 is not easy, and in a very young age, he's already had a few injuries, so he's really professional with looking after his body. It's really good to see, and has a great temperament, and you know, enjoying seeing him bowl from probably 20 yards behind the stumps.
Varnata, every year IPL throws up a talent like this, one of the exciting prospects that Indian cricket gets. Do you think he's the one for this year?
For sure. I mean, we have seen every year we get Jaiswal, we get Shubman Gill, and this year we have got Mayank Yadav. And I was at the stadium yesterday. It was so good to see his face. Definitely an exciting talent for Indian cricket team. But as an RCB fan, I was heartbroken.
Okay, let me ask Prakash, you know, he is fresh, he is bowling at 150 plus. Do you think it's about time that Indian cricket looked at him for the upcoming T20 World Cup? Because, you know, he is coming in fresh right now.
Well, I think, look, these are always difficult calls, in my opinion, because you have the Australia series coming up at the end of the year. What Mr. Agarkar and his fellow selectors choose to do in the T20 World Cup or otherwise is going to be interesting to see. He'll certainly be in contention. I have no doubt in my mind they will talk about him. But remember, there have been other fast bowling stars, and I hope that this doesn't happen to him, who then tend to sort of fall away quickly. I hope that he is looked after well. And that's what I meant by saying you've got to manage. It's not just about managing the Bumrahs and the Shamis and the Sirajes, which is very important, of course, but also nurturing this young talent. And remember, he's not the only one. There are others around. Yes, he's the flavor of the week. Let's hope he remains a flavor for India for a long time.
Yeah.
And it will take good, sensible management to ensure that he continues to perform at his peak and that he learns the different formats and chooses the one that is best suited to him and the country.
Varnata, you said that you were at the ground last night. You were in the stands when he was rattling in. Could you see those deliveries? 150 plus?
Yes, we could see. I mean, we haven't seen this much pace from an Indian talent, and it was really great to see. We were excited before the match, to see how it is going to be to see live 155. But yeah, it was very great to see. Of course, he took big wickets of Faf du Plessis. He was run out. He took Maxwell and Cameron Green. But again, it was great talent. As an Indian fan, I'm very much happy. But as an RCB fan, like I said, I'm heartbroken.
Prakash, a few seasons ago when, Umran Malik came in, we were equally excited by the pace. But then, when that pace weaned, probably there were other problems also, the problems of accuracy. But with this man, what we noticed last night particularly was that he has pace, he has accuracy as well. Do you think that, yeah?
No, he does. And look, like I said, once you break into the international visibility firmament, as I call it, then the analysts, the batters, coaches, everybody starts looking at figuring out where the chink in the armor is. I'm sure the opposition of various types will look at what that is. But what is very important and what impressed me, and I haven't seen him live, I envy Varnata for that already. But the fact is that, you've got to be able to figure out how to continue to keep a cool head. And the little that I saw last night, very clearly, this young lad does seem to have a very, very mature head. He doesn't seem to get too carried away. His celebrations were rightfully, exalting, but they weren't over the top. As I said, a lot has to do with where you grow up, how you grow up, what you've gone through. And I think many of these formative years form the personality of the individual. And I hope that Mayank will have that or does have that. And if that continues to be the case and he's coached well, he's guided well, then I think there is no reason why he cannot be added to that troika of Indian quick bowlers. And with a couple of others in the shed as well, India might have a situation where selection headaches will be who to pick as opposed to who not to pick.
Particularly with Mohammad Shami not being around, this could be one big opportunity. Now, Varnata, there were times when we used to say Pakistan's got pace. And when we looked at the Pakistan cricket team, it was all about the pace bowlers. Now, with bowlers like Mayank, with Bumrah, with Siraj in the closet, can the Indian fans say India has got pace?
Yeah, definitely. But like Prakash sir said, we have to groom him well. We have to take care of him, and maybe he will be ready, not for the World Cup, but for the BGT. And we are really looking forward to it.
Okay, let's talk about another youngster who made his mark on the night. M. Siddharth, the Tamil Nadu finger spinner who was born in Jakarta in Indonesia, moved to Chennai along with his family to become a professional cricketer. Last night, he picked the wicket of Virat Kohli. Vindicating the faith of his team, he slowed his pace down and drew a leading edge from Kohli. That was the wicket of young M. Siddharth.
Yeah, that is quiet in the crowd, all right.
Prakash, coming back to you, we'll have to talk about the great Virat Kohli. It seems that his troubles against left-arm spin doesn't end even now.
40 for 1.
Well, I mean, look, one swallow or one error doesn't necessarily say that. I think both Virat and du Plessis were foxed or flummoxed by the fact that they had two left-arm spinners opening the bowling. I think it was a great thinking on the part of LSG. As far as Siddharth goes, I can tell you one thing. Irrespective of what happens to him in the future, his grandchildren will always hear how he got the great Virat Kohli out. That's for sure. But coming to Mayank, I think, coming to Siddharth, I think the fact is there are so many young, talented players, and the coaches, the scouts, you have to commend them for the work that they are doing in spotting this talent. Justin Langer's video has gone viral where he just said the first thing I asked him was, "Hey, Sid, will you get Virat out for us?" And he said, "Yes, sir." So, it's
Right.
remarkable to see how much talent is there, and whatever anybody may say about the IPL, the fact that it is offering young players an opportunity to play on the big stage and show who they are is fantastic. What a dream debut in many ways for Siddharth, and I'm sure the RCB fans will take to him very quickly.
Just such a fabulous story. He was born in Jakarta, came all the way to India to become a professional cricketer. And on the night he makes his debut, picks up Virat Kohli, his maiden IPL wicket, or one would say international wicket. Varnata, coming to you, I have to ask about, your team RCB. They are second from the bottom in the league table. We've been talking about RCB's bowling not working, but the batting also isn't coming together, it seems.
Yeah, I think we were talking about the bowling, but then our overseas batters, Faf du Plessis, Cameron Green, and Glenn Maxwell, they have to play to their potential. We haven't seen that yet. Our highest scorer is Virat Kohli, and then we have Dinesh Karthik, who is in the line. So it is definitely, we are not playing to our power, and that has to come only if we want to be in this league going forward. But until and unless if they don't, I think it's difficult to make it through the tournament.
Again, for the Bangalore fans, is the disappointment of the team not playing to its potential. Thank you very much, Prakash and Varnata, for joining me on the broadcast this morning. Now, action moves to Vizag tonight, where Delhi Capitals take on Kolkata Knight Riders in hot and humid conditions. Though the match will start at 7:30 p.m., Kolkata are unbeaten so far after 2 matches. Delhi managed to win their first match versus Chennai, which was their third of the season. Well, that's all we could pack into this bulletin. Thanks for watching.
You say, celebrate the ordinary in your child. Celebrate their ordinariness, or at least observe their ordinariness, because once they are seen by you for who they are, that's going to create a child with better self-worth, and that unconsciously we are looking at the child that we want them to be, or that we're trying to get them to be, or the future that we see before for them, and not who they are. To celebrate the ordinary seems so radical. And why is it so hard, and why is it so important, especially today?
Well, it's so important because it's the fact that we are all ordinary. And I think that is the human plague right now, our refusal to accept that we're ordinary, because we're all searching to be significant on social media, in our worlds today. We're all basically screaming.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello, Moto.
No breakthrough in talks leads to more crisis as far as the Sahara is concerned. 10 flights from Delhi have been cancelled and 6 from Mumbai this morning. This after the government and the DGC has stepped in, asking as to what steps are being taken in order to ensure that no inconvenience is caused to the passengers. Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin and the key conspirator in the excise policy scam in Delhi, is what the Enforcement Directorate replied to court. seeking custody of Arvind Kejriwal. That bail hearing to continue on day 2, that's today. And it's the Enforcement Directorate that is lying, is what the Aam Aadmi has gone on to say, saying that there was no trail as far as money is concerned, which is why the Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh hasn't granted bail in the same case. Election Commission has acted against officials in 5 states, and these are Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, as well as Andhra Pradesh, where officials have been transferred. We're talking about DM, SP and IG rank officials who will not be allowed to participate in election duties. Out on bail, new violence accused trashes a man. We're talking about a Bittu Bajrangi who thrashes a man while a policeman looks on. 7.7 magnitude quake hits Taiwan's east coast. 1 person has died and over 50 have been injured. Buildings have collapsed after the strongest quake to have hit Taiwan in over 25 years. A tsunami warning has been downgraded after that quake. Good morning, you're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vata. We have breaking news coming in at the moment, coming in from Maharashtra. Massive fire in Sambhaji Nagar of Aurangabad. This is a fire that broke out at about 4 o'clock in the morning, has resulted in 7 people dying. This includes 2 men, 3 women and 2 children. A probe is underway. We have my colleague Radhika joining us on the phone line. Radhika, even though the flames didn't reach the victims, they've apparently died of suffocation.
That's right, a massive fire breaking out in a clothing shop in a tailoring unit in Sambhaji Nagar, resulting in 7 deaths due to suffocation. In fact, 3 women, 2 men and 2 children are among those who died in this tragic incident. The cause of the blaze is still unknown. In fact, as per the police officials there, the incident took place at around 4 a.m. in the shop located in cantonment area there. In fact, a tailoring shop and several establishments were located on the ground floor of the building. While people were living on the upper floor, it is suspected that the people who in fact died were sleeping on the ground floor on that tragic night. In fact, the shop suddenly caught fire at around 4 a.m. In fact, the police and the fire brigade were informed about the incident at about 4:15, after which, of course, the fire brigade officials rushed to the spot. Smoke entering the first floor where the family was residing. In fact, 7 casualties, unfortunately, have occurred due to suffocation. And the deceased, as I mentioned, include 3 women, 2 men, and 2 children. Cause of the fire is still unknown, but the incident has been reported. The fire brigade officials are still at the spot at this point, and inquiry is still on to ascertain the exact cause that led to the fire.
Right. Thank you so much, Radhika, for getting us details of breaking news coming in of 7 people who have apparently died of smoke inhalation in Aurangabad after that fire that broke out at about 4 o'clock in the morning. Moving on to more news now. There's been no breakthrough as far as talks between striking pilots and management of Vistara is concerned. So the crisis of the airlines continues and has intensified. Do remember 50 flights were cancelled as of yesterday. Today also that chaos continues with 10 flights that have been cancelled from Delhi. 6 from Mumbai have been impacted as well. Now, the Aviation Ministry has sought a detailed report from Vistara and has asked the airlines to as far as the steps that they are taking in order to deal with the inconvenience that's been caused to the passengers. Under the new agreements, the junior co-pilots will be mandated to fly less hours. So they're going to be flying about 40 hours instead of the 70 hours earlier, which basically means that their pay will go down to under 2 lakh rupees a month as opposed to being over 2 lakh up until now. So we have my colleague Ishika, who gets us all the details from the Delhi International Airport, taking us through what the situation on the ground this morning is.
फिलहाल हमारी मौजूदगी दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट पर है, जहां पर बीते कुछ दिनों से विस्तारा एयरलाइन काफ़ी सुर्खियां बटोर रहा है। और ये जो सुर्खियां बटोर रहा है, ये कोई अच्छी खबर के लिए नहीं है। ये लगातार होते हुए डिलेज और कैंसिलेशन के कारण है। कल की भी अगर हम बात करें तो 12 विस्तारा की फ्लाइट्स दिल्ली से कैंसिल की गई थी। आज भी 10 विस्तारा की फ्लाइट्स दिल्ली से कैंसिल की गई हैं। वही अगर हम आपको दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट का माहौल दिखाएं तो यहाँ पर जो तमाम विस्तारा के पैसेंजर्स मौजूद हैं वहाँ पर अभी अफरा तफरी का माहौल देखने को नहीं मिल रहा है, क्योंकि जहाँ तक हमें पता चल पाया है कि इसकी जो जानकारी थी वो पैसेंजर्स के साथ पहले ही साझा कर दी गई थी। वही अगर हम बात करें तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एविएशन ने और साथ ही साथ DGCA ने भी इसका कॉग्निसेंस लिया है और विस्तारा से दिल्ली की रिपोर्ट मांगी है कि आखिर कितनी कैंसिलेशंस और कितने डिलेज हो रहे हैं। लेकिन जो बड़ा सवाल जो अभी भी बना हुआ है कि ये स्थिति कब तक ठीक होगी कि लोगों को और परेशानी ना झेलनी पड़े।
Well, this is Ishika getting us a ground report from the Delhi International Airport. And of course, the situation as far as Mumbai is concerned, also flights have been impacted. The airlines, from what we are hearing now, has established a smoother communication line, informing passengers in advance so that they don't have to land up at the airport only to find out that their flight wouldn't be taking off. So this is after 52 flights were in fact cancelled as of yesterday. So let's just get you a sense of what's really happening on the ground as far as Mumbai is concerned. Sujata, are the flights, functioning more, perhaps smoother in comparison to yesterday or the day before? I mean, it's day 3. Does the chaos still continue?
Well, certainly, and if we talk about the current condition of Vistara Airlines in metro cities like Mumbai, New Delhi and Bangalore, the flights have been resumed in better condition, and also the number of flights being cancelled or delayed has reduced is what we get to know. And also when we tried talking to passengers here at the Mumbai airport where I'm present, they clearly stated that yes, the number of flights they have been reduced though, but also they are well informed, and also the customers and as well as the passengers, they are kept informed about the status of their flight, and also if the flight is delayed, they have been asked to leave their home late so that they don't come here and wait for extensive hours, is what we get to know. And also if we talk about the current status of numbers of flight being cancelled, and today in Mumbai 4 flights to New Delhi, 2 flights to Bangalore have already been cancelled, whereas it is being said that some of the other flights will run at a delay. So yesterday the numbers were 16, and today they have reduced up to 5 to 6, and though the numbers can increase, but the airlines has stated that they are trying to resolve the matter as soon as possible so that the interest of the passengers are protected, and also they are either provided with a refund if they do not want to travel in a delayed flight, or if their flight stands cancelled. And also other than that, the passengers have given an alternate travel option by the airlines to travel from. So somewhere efforts to minimize the entire and also for damage control is being done, and by the airlines because they have to submit a report about the reason behind the entire mess up that is happening. Communication is being established, be it with the crew or be it with passengers or pilots, and also help desk has been set up here at Mumbai airport to ensure that whosoever comes in to board their flight, if their flight is delayed or cancelled, they are kept informed, and they can sought help from the help desk which is present here at Mumbai airport. And other than that, today the numbers are set to be reduced compared to the previous 1 week, where more than 100 flights were cancelled altogether and more than 50 from Mumbai. So somewhere the numbers are going down, and help and assistance is being provided to the customers, to the passengers, to ensure that they do not keep waiting, be it at their houses or here at the airport. And other than that, today too there is a help desk that is working. There are employees, as we just had a look, and also people are being communicated via their WhatsApp or their contact number to ensure that they are in loop with the entire status of their flight.
Right, thank you so much, Sujata, for breaking it down for us as the chaos that is spilling over day 3, but things seem to be getting better. Moving on now to Arvind Kejriwal, and he is the kingpin and the key conspirator in the Delhi excise scam, is what the Enforcement Directorate replied in court yesterday. This is when Arvind Kejriwal's petition came up in court in order to get him out of the custody of the Enforcement Directorate. Now that hearing will continue today as well, and the Aam Aadmi Party has said that the ED is lying, even though there has been no money trail that's been found. There has been, but the ED has claimed that there is enough material against Kejriwal. They are talking about how 45 crore rupees was spent on the elections in Goa, and there is enough evidence that the party chief was involved in money laundering. Well, this is after the Supreme Court remarked on its failure to produce evidence of a money trail and gave a bail to senior party leader Sanjay Singh. The Aam Aadmi Party rubbed in the top court's comments, calling the agency's allegations a lie. The ED just lies. The Supreme Court said no money trail was found and no money has been found. We have Ishika joining us to get us more on this. Ishika, take us through the proceedings in court yesterday and what can we expect today? What time is that case coming up in court today?
Well, Divya, today the Delhi High Court is going to resume hearing on Kejriwal's bail plea. Remember last time Kejriwal had in fact approached the Delhi High Court calling his arrest and also the remand order as illegal, and he had said that he should be, immediately released. Now, but, we did see that the High Court on that hearing had said that it is giving time to the Enforcement Directorate to file a response in that case. And yesterday we did see how in fact ED had filed his reply, and today the hearing is going to proceed over the matter. But we have also seen how the ED yesterday had said that in fact Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin and the key conspirator of this alleged Delhi liquor policy scam. Now the agency went on to say that they have in fact evidence that show that in fact establish this fact. Not just that, they also say go on to say in the court that in fact Arvind Kejriwal in fact colluded with his ministers and in fact decided as to how the favors were to be given to the South Group in this Delhi liquor policy case. So certainly after this, today the Delhi High Court will be resuming its hearing on that matter, and certainly what remains to be seen is that will Arvind Kejriwal get some kind of relief, because remember currently Arvind Kejriwal is lodged in jail number 2 of the Tihar jail and his judicial custody is till 15th of April. So certainly we'll have to wait and watch as to how the hearing today proceeds. Over to you.
Right, Ishika, thank you so much for getting us all those details. That case to continue today as well. But there's been a breakthrough as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned in the liquor policy scam with senior leader Sanjay Singh, who has now gotten out of jail after 6 months, with the Supreme Court pointing out that there's really been no evidence and no money trail that's been found. This on a day when senior leader Atashi says that she was approached by the BJP to swap sides. Well, the BJP hasn't commented on those allegations, but Atashi has said that if she wouldn't swap sides, she would be arrested along with other members of the Aam Aadmi Party.
ED ने, CBI ने 500 से ज्यादा अफसर लगाए इस केस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन में, लेकिन 2 साल में भी आम आदमी पार्टी के किसी नेता के पास 1 रुपया भी प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम का नहीं मिला। तो आज जब कोर्ट में पूछा गया कि पैसा कहाँ है, मनी ट्रेल कहाँ है, प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम कहाँ है, तो ईडी का कोई जवाब नहीं था इस सवाल को लेकर।
नहीं, वो तो उनको बेल मिल गई और ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया। देखिए, इसके हमारी जो कोर्ट सिस्टम की, हमारी जुडिशरी की जो रोबस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस है, अब वो कहते हैं, कल जब राहुल गांधी जी बोल रहे थे उस दिन रामलीला मैदान, उन्होंने बोला इलेक्शन कमीशन ये फिक्स्ड मैच है, इलेक्शन कमिश्नर भी आपके हैं, जुडिशरी भी आपकी है। अरे भाई, जुडिशरी हमारी होती तो ये इतनी बढ़िया स्कीम है इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड, क्यों उन्होंने उसको नेगेटिव कर दिया? तो ये हमारी डेमोक्रेसी की खासियत है कि हम अगर कोर्ट्स इंडिपेंडेंट है, वो जो भी निर्णय लेंगे, पर ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया।
लोकसभा चुनाव से पहले वो आम आदमी पार्टी के 4 और नेताओं को गिरफ्तार करने वाले हैं। वो मुझे गिरफ्तार करेंगे, वो सौरभ भारद्वाज को गिरफ्तार करेंगे, वो दुर्गेश पाठक को गिरफ्तार करेंगे और वो राघव चड्ढा को गिरफ्तार करेगी।
अब कल केजरीवाल जी ने आतिशी जी का नाम क्या ले लिया, आज आतिशी जी ने ऑपरेशन लोटस की बात कर ली। इतने महीने से चुप क्यों थे? अगर यदि किसी ने बात किया था तो इनसे प्रश्न, इसका जवाब तो देना पड़ेगा ना। घबरा गए होंगे, उनके नेता ने खुद उनका नाम लिया है, जो मीडिया कह रही है, तो अब उनको लग रहा होगा कि मैं भी फंस जाऊंगी। तो ऐसा है, बीजेपी के ऊपर में एक आरोप लगा दो, गलत ही सही।
And Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is in Tihar jail. The Delhi Chief Minister lodged in jail number 2. My colleague Ankit takes us through all the details.
Now, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, is now in the Tihar prison. Let's just give you a sense of where and how he has been housed in this prison. He is in jail number 2 of the Tihar prison, which is usually for convicted criminals. Strict CCTV surveillance and security has been put across the cell where Mr. Kejriwal is being held at. He's allowed home food after the court order because he is a diabetic. There is a sugar sensor which has also been put, in fact, in his cell so that he can monitor his sugar levels. Remember, Arvind Kejriwal is a diabetic, and that is why he needs to monitor his sugar. Then, of course, he has also requested Isabgol and glucose as well, which has been provided by the jail authorities. There have been certain, toffees and candies which have been provided to him if his sugar levels drop. What we have also been told that he has been allowed to the bedding from his residence, from his home, which has been provided to him. He is in an isolation room. There is a table, chair and few books that he had requested. 3 books, in fact, Ramayana, Mahabharat, and a book by a journalist about prime ministers, how prime ministers take decision. All that has been provided to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal.
Right, we have Ishika joining us to get us more on this. Ishika, take us through, as far as Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. Ankit just took us through what is really allowed for him. But what we're really hearing is that he's lost over 4 kgs of weight inside Tihar jail and that he hasn't been feeling well. Also, the fact that Sanjay Singh has gotten bail, and he will be walking out of jail today. Take us through, what really went on in court with the Supreme Court saying that there was really no money trail that was found on Sanjay Singh.
Well, certainly, Divya, if we talk about Arvind Kejriwal first, well, these are the claims that are currently being made, by the Aam Aadmi Party, that in fact Arvind Kejriwal has lost weight. But here, what we are also getting to know from the Tihar authorities, they continue to say that Arvind Kejriwal is healthy. The doctors of the Tihar jail, they continue to say that his situation is currently stable. There is nothing to be worried about. Now, coming to Sanjay Singh, well, certainly, we did see that yesterday a big relief came for the Aam Aadmi Party when Sanjay Singh got bail. Now after that, we also heard how, in fact, his wife, Sanjay Singh's wife, went on to say that this is Satyamev Jayate. She also went on to again emphasize on the fact, saying that today, in fact, the ED itself has said, that there, in fact, has been no money trail, is what, Sanjay Singh's wife goes on to say, that this is certainly a big win for her family as well as the party here. But certainly, after that, we also saw how, in fact, the Aam Aadmi Party held press conferences and started attacking the BJP. In fact, senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, Atishi, went on to make a bigger claim, saying that 4 leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party are going to be arrested next. She named herself, she named Saurabh Bharadwaj, she named Durgesh Pathak, and she also named Raghav Chadha. But certainly, how this is, is going to pan out, because certainly today, Sanjay Singh will be, in fact, reaching his house after, after getting out of the hospital. On the other hand, we also have Arvind Kejriwal's bail plea hearing in the High Court. How both of this, situation is going to pan out, especially the hearing, if we talk about, and will, Aam Aadmi Party today get yet another relief? That certainly remains to be the bigger question. Over to you.
Right, thank you so much, Ishika, for joining us with those details. And with that, we're slipping into a very short break.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
And the tweet of the day is from Nitin Gadkari, who has said, remembering the man behind India's victory against the war with Pakistan in 1971, Padma Vibhushan Marshal Sam Manekshaw on his birth anniversary.
50. A debate has many facets. Perhaps no one right answer. Left, right, and center. Conversations that get to the core of the debate.
So guys, did you know कि any such phone is in existence? मतलब एक ही है तो of course आपको पता नहीं होगा. वैसे if in case you did, let me know by using the email. You know the address. It's tg@ndtv.com. But आपको बताने वाला हूँ एक real fact around the same theme of did you know. You know, आप यहाँ बैठे बैठे और I mean how the scientists figure out the distance, or I would say the precise distance between Earth and the Moon. ये यूज करते हैं लेजर्स को, और ये लेजर्स रिफ्लेक्ट होके आते हैं मून सरफेस पे. द मिरर्स दैट वर लेफ्ट बाय द अपोलो एस्ट्रोनॉट्स, वहां से रिफ्लेक्ट होकर जब लेजर लाइट वापस आती है तो दे कैन फिगर आउट प्रिसाइज डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द अर्थ एंड द मून. दे कैन नो अबाउट द ऑर्बिट ऑफ द मून, या फिर ग्रेविटेशनल पुल कैसा है. मतलब जस्ट थिंक अबाउट इट. इट इज कॉल्ड लूनर लेजर रेंजिंग. मतलब कितना इंटरेस्टिंग है ना कि टेक इज ऑलमोस्ट एवरीवेयर. ऑल दीज गैजेट्स काइंड ऑफ कीप अस कनेक्टेड. फिर चाहे हम एकदम हाई एंड रॉकेट साइंस की बात करें या बेसिक लेवल पे बात करते हैं, आई थिंक ऑल अराउंड अस वी हैव मल्टीपल गैजेट्स जो हमारी लाइफ्स को बहुत ज्यादा आसान बनाते हैं.
Hello and welcome to NDTV Auto. What I have with me today is real special. It is the latest EV from Audi, Q6. What's special about it is it's based on a completely new platform, PPE, Premium Platform Electric. This platform Audi has developed for their electric vehicles, and it has a lot to offer.
Welcome back. Biju Bajrangri, who is out on jail after being arrested in the case of violence in Haryana's New last year, has been caught on camera beating up a man with a stick as others from his cow vigilante group pin him down. In this video, a policeman is also seen standing around them but looking on without really doing anything. A police case has also not been registered in this particular incident. We have my colleague Mukesh joining us. Mukesh, take us through, this video that's gone completely viral. What really happened? Get us some background as to what is it that really led to this incident?
देखिए, ये वीडियो सोमवार का है और बिट्टू बजरंगी अपने घर के सामने खड़ा हुआ है और दो लड़कों ने एक लड़के को के हाथ पर पकड़ रखे हैं और बिट्टू बजरंगी डंडे से उसकी पिटाई कर रहा है. तो ये वीडियो वायरल हो गया है और अब तक की जांच के हिसाब से ये वीडियो जो है बिट्टू बजरंगी घर के सामने का है. जिस लड़के की पिटाई हो रही है उसका नाम श्यामू है और उस पर आरोप ये लगाया गया था कि वो दो छोटी बच्चियों को लेकर अपने साथ में जा रहा था. तभी कुछ लोगों ने उसको देख लिया, उसको पकड़ लिया. इसके बाद जो बच्चियों की मां है वो भी सामने आ गई और उसने एलिगेशन लगाया कि वो जो श्यामू नाम का शख्स है वो बच्चियों को किडनैप करके ले जा रहा था. इसके बाद लोग जो है श्यामू को पकड़कर बिट्टू बजरंगी के घर के सामने लाए. इसके बाद बिट्टू बजरंगी ने लड़कों से कहा कि वो उसके हाथ पैर पकड़ें और बिट्टू बजरंगी ने लाठी से श्यामू की पिटाई की. जब ये पूरी घटना हो रही थी यानी पिटाई हो रही थी उस वक्त वहाँ पर एक पुलिसकर्मी भी खड़ा हुआ था, लेकिन वो पुलिसकर्मी क्यों नहीं बोला इसको लेकर भी बड़ा सवाल है. तो जो फरीदाबाद पुलिस है जहाँ पर ये घटना हुई है, फरीदाबाद पुलिस का ये कहना है कि जो जिसकी पिटाई हुई है उसकी तरफ से अब तक कोई शिकायत नहीं मिली है. जैसे ही शिकायत मिलती है इस पर कार्रवाई होगी और अगर शिकायत नहीं भी मिलती है तब भी फरीदाबाद पुलिस इस मामले में कॉग्निजेंस लेकर अपनी तरफ से केस दर्ज करेगी और इसमें कार्रवाई करेगी. बिट्टू बजरंगी वही शख्स है जो कि नौ हिंसा में आरोपी है और उसने एक बजरंग फोर्स नाम से एक संगठन बनाया हुआ है जिसका वो राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष है और हमेशा किसी न किसी मामले में वो चर्चा में रहता है. तो एक नया मामला है जिसमें वो एक शख्स की पिटाई कर रहा है और उसके हाथ पैर दो लड़कों ने पकड़े हुए हैं, जिसका वीडियो वायरल है।
हाँ जी, मुकेश ये भी बताइए, you know, how is it you're saying that no case was filed against this incident? You're saying that what they're, I mean, is this story verified in terms of what they're trying to say, that this man was trying to lure girls into his house? And, you know, when we talk about Shamu, this man who has been caught, of course, you know, when it comes to, you know, there was a policeman, a case could have been registered, a case could have been brought up by the police. So why is it that things were taken into his own hands?
देखिए, बिल्कुल अभी ये वेरीफाई भी नहीं है कि जिसकी पिटाई हो रही है वो क्या कर रहा था, क्या वो लड़कियों को किडनैप करके ले जा रहा था, क्योंकि अब तक इस पूरे मामले में जो जिसकी पिटाई हुई है वो गायब हो गया है और उसने पुलिस में कोई शिकायत दर्ज नहीं कराई है। जब इस मामले में केस दर्ज होगा तब पुलिस वेरीफाई करेगी कि आखिर जो श्यामू है क्या वो बच्चियों को साथ में लेकर जा रहा था, और अगर लेकर भी जा रहा था तो वहां पर एक पुलिस वाला खड़ा हुआ था, उसके हवाले कर देते या फिर 100 नंबर पर कॉल कर देते और पुलिस वहां पहुंचती। लेकिन खुद से उसके हाथ पैर पकड़कर पिटाई करना ये अपने आप में दिखाता है कि किस तरह से बिट्टू बजरंगी बेखौफ है और उसने डंडों से, लाठी से उस शख्स की पिटाई की है। तो अभी बहुत जल्दी ही जो पुलिस है वो इस पूरे मामले पर केस दर्ज करने वाली है और पुलिस उसका पता लगाएगी जिसकी पिटाई हुई है। जो श्यामू नाम का शख्स है उसका भी पता लगाया जाएगा।
Right, thank you so much, Mukesh, for joining us with all those details. With that, we're slipping into a short break. Back with a whole lot more.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Welcome back. Let's get you the latest from Taiwan. A major earthquake with a magnitude of 7.7 struck off the eastern coast of Taiwan this morning, prompting a tsunami warning, which was later downgraded. Now, one person has died and 50 others have been injured in the strongest quake that we've seen in over 25 years. We're talking about a 7.7 magnitude. The powerful earthquake struck off Taiwan, rocking the entire island and collapsing buildings. 80,000 buildings are said to be without power. The epicenter is located about 18 kilometres south of the city of Hualien. Several aftershocks were also felt as far as Taiwan is concerned, including one that was registered of a magnitude of a 6.5. This is the strongest earthquake. The last time we saw such a strong earthquake was back in 1999 when a 7.6 magnitude earthquake shook Taiwan, in which over 2,000 people were killed and 10,000 people were injured. Train services have been impacted, and this is, according to reports, things are quickly returning to normal as far as the capital is concerned. What we're hearing is that schools have also resumed from this morning. We have Roger Liu, the Chief Executive Officer, Research Institute for Democracy, Society and Emerging Technology, joining us from Taipei. Roger, take us through the devastation around you. What are the authorities saying? What about the kind of assistance that is being provided? We do know one person has died and over 50 have been injured.
Hi, Divya. Thank you for reaching out. This earthquake took place 7:50 in the morning, and before that, actually, the Taiwanese authorities, the government has sent out the nationwide messages to on everybody's cell phone or mobile phone. So we got it like 30 seconds before. So we had the time to take cover. But this earthquake, I can tell you that this is the biggest one that I've experienced after the one that I had 25 years before. So, well, it rocked really hard. So, well, it happened during the commute time. So people was in a chaotic situation. They had to switch from the metro system to the bus on the surface of the road because the metro system was stopped for like 20 minutes. But after that, very quick, everything was just returned to normal, and people were, they got a notice that they still need to work, so they are rushing for their offices. I think, well, we have only local damages. Near the epicenter, the Hualien County, actually, those pictures and the video clips that you have seen that you have shown on the screen, this happened in the eastern part of the Hualien County, very close to the epicenter. So some buildings has collapsed, but according to the authorities and the news so far, there is not many casualties happening. So we hope everything is fine.
Right, Roger, you know, when we talk about the 1999 earthquake, when 2,500 people were killed, over 10,000 were injured, do you feel many lessons were learned from them, and which is why life seems to be coming back to normal very soon after this disaster struck?
Yeah, you know, as a Taiwanese, earthquake actually is a daily happening. So people are quite used to that. So if you check from the variety of video clips on Twitter or any other social portal, you will find that people are kind of composed when they are experiencing that. So like you said, after we experienced the big one happening in 1999, 25 years ago, when I was a graduate student, I experienced that. It was really a big one. So after that, well, actually, the Taiwanese people and the government learn much from that because we have leveled up the earthquake-proof architecture standard, and people are more aware, and we have some, you know, more awareness. When this happens, people know where to take cover and how to avoid being hurt. So I think people are quite prepared after that.
Right, Roger, also a tsunami warning was triggered right after the earthquake, which seems to have been downgraded now.
Yes, actually on the eastern coast of Taiwan, it's usually the rocky coast. So they are naturally protected away from the tsunamis. But the places that need to worry about the tsunamis actually are on the other side of the strait, which is Japan. So in Okinawa, actually they issue the Japanese weather agencies, they have issued the tsunami warning, but now it has rescinded because it doesn't seem to cause a lot of damages.
So you're trying to tell me that a 7.7 magnitude earthquake, stronger than what you saw in 1999, the biggest in your memory, the devastation has been minimal in comparison to what really happened back then. Of course, these are just initial reports. We're just still going to wait for more reports to come as far as the extent of damage and casualties is concerned. For now, we know one person has died, over 50 have been injured. How is it, you know, what kind of measures has the government put into place? What kind of mindset do the people have? You told me that people have not really been, haven't really panicked in this situation and have in fact gone back to work. Children have gone to school this morning.
Well, I think that the situation that people can still be calm has to be attributed to the elevation of the quality of the architectures. So as you've seen from the video clips from different sources, most of the building, 99.90% of the building and the infrastructures are remain intact. So people are quiet. They have high level of trust into the quality of the infrastructures. That's why they can remain calm during the earthquake, which is very much different from the one taking place like 25 years before, when we saw a lot of buildings collapsed and people are trapped under the collapsed buildings and rubrics. So I think that's an important thing for us to upgrade the hardware and the software as well.
Right, Roger. So we can see how resilient, the population is. Take us through, we're talking about 23 million people. The area where this earthquake struck, it's not, that is the epicenter. How populous was it? And you're taking us through the timing of this. Of course, this was rush hour. People were perhaps going to work and probably dropping off their kids to school. When people are in their cars, take us through the impact of such an earthquake.
Well, usually the eastern part of Taiwan is the place that you see frequent earthquake because it's on the fault line between the two tectonic plates of East Asia. So usually most of the big earthquake comes from there. And because when it goes to Taipei, Taipei is the basin. Basin has some kind of co-existing effect that will actually amplify the shakes of the earthquake from far away. And Taipei is the capital of Taiwan, resided by like 4 million people. And during the time of commute, actually, most of the people are on the commute system, either on the metro, on the bus, or on taxis. So most of the people can feel the earthquake. But I think that's lucky because, that's a time that people know where to run and they can keep calm because they are with each other. And as you can see, it shows the great social bondage of the Taiwanese people as well. So that's why, according to the Pew Research, Taiwan has the strongest sense of society as a whole because of its long-term development as an island. So I think this social bondage actually helped the Taiwanese people to face different disasters, including the earthquake and the challenge from China as well.
Right, very exemplary as far as the population of Taiwan is concerned, going back to work, going back to school on a day that calamity that has struck millions in Taiwan. Thank you so much, Roger Lu, for joining us with all those details. And with that, we're slipping into a short break, but we'll be back with a whole lot more.
NDTV wins big at NBAR. With 43 awards, NDTV reigns supreme. Sanjay Pugalia takes home the award for Editor-in-Chief of the Year. Santosh Kumar wins Managing Editor of the Year. Vishnu Som, Maria Shakil and Sumit Avasthi take home the top honours for the Anchors of the Year. BSI, Hum Log and We the People all take home awards. And NDTV 24/7 takes home News Channel of the Year award. NDTV stands for trust.
Can you give us say three of your strongest takeaways of not to do's or to do's? Because it's a map you have to parenting. It's a slow process. But the three things one can keep in mind even today in this very pressure-driven world, goal-driven world for our kids.
Well, I think the main takeaway is that parents need to connect with their children, understand who their children are, and understand that every goal or every solution out there will not be tailor-made for your child. You have to attune to each child's essence and connect to who to that.
The Election Commission transfers top officials in 5 states. So the Election Commission acting against officials in Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh. The officials there have been transferred. We're talking about DM, SP, IG rank officials who have been stripped of their poll duties. They will not be allowed to participate in any election duties till the general elections are over. Rahul Gandhi to file his nomination from Wayanad after holding a roadshow in Kerala's Kalpetta. As a Congress leader, Rahul Gandhi will make his way to his constituency to present his nomination documents at the collectorate for the Wayanad parliamentary constituency. We'll also have his sister Priyanka Gandhi Vadra present during his filing of the nomination. This comes just after Kerala's Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan took a dig at the Congress leader and incumbent Wayanad MP Rahul Gandhi for contesting the post from the constituency against Annie Raja of CPI, a party that is a part of the opposition's India bloc. And the Congress in Sangli is not ready to compromise on a seat. This is Congress in Sangli still not ready to make that compromise as far as that seat sharing formula is concerned. The seat after its alliance partner Sena declared its candidate there. So Congress leader and MLA from Sangli, Vishwajit Kadam, has written to Maharashtra's Congress chief Nana Patole saying that he will not participate in any of the party campaigning, whether it's meetings or activities, till that Sangli seat dispute is resolved. And Prakash Ambedkar has extended his support to Supriya Sule. So Prakash Ambedkar announcing his support as far as Sharad Pawar's daughter is concerned. Things haven't been very right between Sharad Pawar and Prakash Ambedkar lately. There seems to have been quite a shift and there seems to be a lot of improvement that we are seeing. Eknath Khadse to return to the BJP fold after 4 years. We're talking about the BJP preparing to give a big blow to Sharad Pawar before the Lok Sabha elections. Eknath Khadse was accused of corruption while he was a minister, after which he had to resign from the government of Devendra Fadnavis. While leaving BJP, Khadse had attacked Devendra Fadnavis on very serious allegations. Our sources are saying that he might just be coming back to the BJP's fold, and that is being considered. The BJP has once again made his daughter-in-law and Raksha Khadse is candidate from its seat in Maharashtra. Now, Sharad Pawar's NCP's second list likely to be out today. NCP Sharad Pawar's group will come out with that second list. That announcement is expected for 5 seats, whether it's Satara, Marda, Raver, Bhiwandi as well as Bir. Those announcements are to be made today. Sharad Pawar NCP to fight on around 10 seats and candidates for 5 seats have already been announced. The Prime Minister attacked Rahul Gandhi over his fire comment, saying there's a need to teach Congress a lesson. While the Prime Minister hit out at Congress leader Rahul Gandhi while addressing a rally in Uttarakhand for his comments that India would be set on fire if the BJP got elected for the 3rd time. The Prime Minister questioned, is this the language of democracy? He said the Prince of Opposition Party's royal family has declared that the country will be on fire if the BJP returns. Listen in.
अगर हिंदुस्तान में मैच फिक्सिंग का चुनाव बीजेपी जीते और उसके बाद संविधान को उन्होंने बदला तो इस पूरे देश में आग लगने जा रही है। जो मैंने कहा याद रखो, ये देश नहीं बचेगा।
बीते वर्षों में यहां से पलायन रुका है। वो दिन दूर नहीं जब रोजगार के लिए शहर गए साथी वापस लौटेंगे। भाई और बहनों, मोदी के इन प्रयासों के बीच कांग्रेस और इंडी गठबंधन ने अपने इरादे दिखा दिए हैं। कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार के शहजादे ने ऐलान किया है कि अगर देश ने तीसरी बार बीजेपी सरकार को चुनी, आग लग जाएगी। 60 साल तक देश पर राज करने वाले 10 साल सत्ता से बाहर क्या रह गए? अब देश में आग लगाने की बात कर रहे हैं। क्या ये आग लगाने की बात आपको मंजूर है? क्या इस देश को आग लगाने देंगे? क्या आग लगाने की ये भाषा उचित है? वाली भाषा लोकतंत्र की भाषा है। ऐसे लोगों को सजा करोगे, पक्की सजा करोगे, चुन चुन करके साफ कर दो। इस बार इनको मैदान में मत रहने दो भाइयों।
While Amit Shah held a series of meetings with the BJP and JDS leaders in Bengaluru to strategize and address dissent, he embarked on a 3-kilometer roadshow in the evening at Channapatna in Bengaluru rural, which remained a Congress bastion in 2019. Going on to say that there's no match between the BJP and the Congress party, while also accusing the opposition bloc of rampant corruption and scams, saying that there's no match whatsoever between Prime Minister Modi and Rahul Gandhi. One travels as soon as summer sets in, the other doesn't take a single day off.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah starting his election campaign in Karnataka by holding a road show at the Bengaluru rural constituency. The lone seat won by the Congress in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. In what is shaping out to be a high-voltage campaign for the 28 seats in the state, the Home Minister began his roadshow by hitting out at the Congress.
10 साल मनमोहन सोनिया की सरकार में 12 लाख करोड़ का भ्रष्टाचार हुआ। डीके शिव कुमार जी को तो भ्रष्टाचार से परहेज ही नहीं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और जेडीएस का गठबंधन सभी 28 की 28 सीटें जीतकर कांग्रेस का अकाउंट नहीं खोलने देंगे।
Earlier in the day, he was welcomed with sharp remarks by the State Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, whose son Yatendra's comment against Shah had led to a complaint by the BJP with the Election Commission.
ಕೊಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಬೇಡ, ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಬೇಡ. ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾನೇ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಕೆದಾಟುಗೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಾ? ಮಾದಾಯಿಗೆ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? ಯಾಕೆ ಓಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ? ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ actually ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ he has no moral right.
The exchange between Siddaramaiah and Shah sets the tone for the Karnataka campaign 2024, in which the Chief Minister is likely to be the target of the BJP, and the results here could impact the power equations in the Siddaramaiah government as well.
Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Karnataka's Channapatna signifies two very important things. One is the BJP trying to portray an image of sharing great camaraderie as well as coordination with the JDS. And two, BJP trying to put in all its efforts in this lone constituency that was won by the Congress in 2019 Lok Sabha election. With camera person Govind, Pratibha Raman in Channapatna for NDTV.
Moving on now to Arvind Kejriwal, and he is the kingpin and the key conspirator in the Delhi excise scam, is what the Enforcement Directorate replied in court yesterday. This is when Arvind Kejriwal's petition came up in court in order to get him out of the custody of the Enforcement Directorate. Now that hearing will continue today as well, and the Aam Aadmi Party has said that the ED is lying, even though there has been no money trail that's been found. There has been, but the ED has claimed that there is enough material against Kejriwal. They are talking about how 45 crore rupees was spent on the elections in Goa, and there is enough evidence that the party chief was involved in money laundering. Well, this is after the Supreme Court remarked on its failure to produce evidence of a money trail and gave a bail to senior party leader Sanjay Singh. The Aam Aadmi Party rubbed in the top court's comments, calling the agency's allegations a lie. The ED just lies. The Supreme Court said no money trail was found and no money has been found. We have Ishika joining us to get us more on this. Ishika, take us through the proceedings in court yesterday and what can we expect today? What time is that case coming up in court today?
Well, Divya, today the Delhi High Court is going to resume hearing on Kejriwal's bail plea. Remember last time Kejriwal had in fact approached the Delhi High Court calling his arrest and also the remand order as illegal, and he had said that he should be, immediately released. Now, but, we did see that the High Court on that hearing had said that it is giving time to the Enforcement Directorate to file a response in that case. And yesterday we did see how in fact ED had filed his reply, and today the hearing is going to proceed over the matter. But we have also seen how the ED yesterday had said that in fact Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin and the key conspirator of this alleged Delhi liquor policy scam. Now the agency went on to say that they have in fact evidence that show that in fact establish this fact. Not just that, they also say go on to say in the court that in fact Arvind Kejriwal in fact colluded with his ministers and in fact decided as to how the favors were to be given to the South group in this Delhi liquor policy case. So certainly after this, today the Delhi High Court will be resuming its hearing on that matter, and certainly what remains to be seen is that will Arvind Kejriwal get some kind of relief, because remember currently Arvind Kejriwal is lodged in jail number 2 of the Tihar jail, and his judicial custody is till 15th of April. So certainly we'll have to wait and watch as to how the hearing today proceeds. Over to you.
Right, Ishika, thank you so much for getting us all those details. That case to continue today as well. But there's been a breakthrough as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned in the liquor policy scam with senior leader Sanjay Singh, who has now gotten out of jail after 6 months, with the Supreme Court pointing out that there's really been no evidence and no money trail that's been found. This on a day when senior leader Atashi says that she was approached by the BJP to swap sides. Well, the BJP hasn't commented on those allegations, but Atashi has said that if she wouldn't swap sides, she would be arrested along with other members of the Aam Aadmi Party.
ईडी ने, सीबीआई ने 500 से ज्यादा अफसर लगाए इस केस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन में, लेकिन 2 साल में भी आम आदमी पार्टी के किसी नेता के पास 1 रुपया भी प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम का नहीं मिला। तो आज जब कोर्ट में पूछा गया कि पैसा कहाँ है, मनी ट्रेल कहाँ है, प्रोसीड्स ऑफ क्राइम कहाँ है, तो ईडी का कोई जवाब नहीं था इस सवाल को लेकर।
नहीं, वो तो उनको बेल मिल गई और ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया। देखिए, इसका हमारी जो कोर्ट सिस्टम की, हमारी जुडिशरी की जो रोबस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस है, अब वो कहते हैं, कल जब राहुल गांधी जी बोल रहे थे उस दिन रामलीला मैदान, उन्होंने बोला इलेक्शन कमीशन ये फिक्स्ड मैच है, इलेक्शन कमिश्नर भी आपके हैं, जुडिशरी भी आपकी है। अरे भाई, जुडिशरी हमारी होती तो ये इतनी बढ़िया स्कीम है इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड, क्यों उन्होंने उसको नेगेटिव कर दिया? तो ये हमारी डेमोक्रेसी की खासियत है कि हम अगर कोर्ट्स इंडिपेंडेंट है, वो जो भी निर्णय लेंगे, पर ईडी ने अपोज भी नहीं किया।
लोकसभा चुनाव से पहले वो आम आदमी पार्टी के 4 और नेताओं को गिरफ्तार करने वाले हैं। वो मुझे गिरफ्तार करेंगे, वो सौरभ भारद्वाज को गिरफ्तार करेंगे, वो दुर्गेश पाठक को गिरफ्तार करेंगे और वो राघव चड्ढा को गिरफ्तार करेंगे।
अब कल केजरीवाल जी ने आतिशी जी का नाम क्या ले लिया, आज आतिशी जी ने ऑपरेशन लोटस की बात कर रही। इतने महीने से चुप क्यों थे? अगर यदि किसी ने बात किया था तो इनसे प्रश्न, इसका जवाब तो देना पड़ेगा ना। घबरा गए होंगे, उनके नेता ने खुद उनका नाम लिया है, जो मीडिया कह रही है, तो अब उनको लग रहा होगा कि मैं भी फंस जाऊंगी। तो ऐसा है, बीजेपी के ऊपर में एक आरोप लगा दो, गलत ही सही।
And Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is in Tihar jail. The Delhi Chief Minister lodged in jail number 2. My colleague Ankit takes us through all the details.
Now, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, is now in the Tihar prison. Let's just give you a sense of where and how he has been housed in this prison. He is in jail number 2 of the Tihar prison, which is usually for convicted criminals. Strict CCTV surveillance and security has been put across the cell where Mr. Kejriwal is being held at. He's allowed home food after the court order because he is a diabetic. There is a sugar sensor which has also been put in fact in his cell so that he can monitor his sugar levels. Remember, Arvind Kejriwal is a diabetic, and that is why he needs to monitor his sugar. Then, of course, he has also requested isabgol and glucose as well, which has been provided by the jail authorities. There have been certain, toffees and candies which have been provided to him if his sugar levels drop. What we have also been told that he has been allowed to the bedding from his residence, from his home, which has been provided to him. He is in an isolation room. There is a table, chair and few books that he had requested. 3 books, in fact, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and a book by a journalist about prime ministers, how prime ministers take decision. All that has been provided to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal.
Right, we have Ishika joining us to get us more on this. Ishika, take us through, as far as Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. Ankit just took us through what is really allowed for him. But what we're really hearing is that he's lost over 4 kgs of weight inside Tihar jail and that he hasn't been feeling well. Also, the fact that Sanjay Singh has gotten bail, and he will be walking out of jail today. Take us through, what really went on in court, with the Supreme Court saying that there was really no money trail that was found on Sanjay Singh.
Well, certainly, Divya, if we talk about Arvind Kejriwal first, well, these are the claims that are currently being made, by the Aam Aadmi Party, that in fact Arvind Kejriwal has lost weight. But here, what we are also getting to know from the Tihar authorities, they continue to say that Arvind Kejriwal is healthy. The doctors of the Tihar jail, they continue to say that his situation is currently stable. There is nothing to be worried about. Now, coming to Sanjay Singh, well, certainly, we did see that yesterday a big relief came for the Aam Aadmi Party when Sanjay Singh got bail. Now after that, we also heard how, in fact, his wife, Sanjay Singh's wife, went on to say that this is Satyamev Jayate. She also went on to again emphasize on the fact, saying that today, in fact, the ED itself has said, that there, in fact, has been no money trail, is what, Sanjay Singh's wife goes on to say, that this is certainly a big win for her family as well as the party here. But certainly, after that, we also saw how, in fact, the Aam Aadmi Party held press conferences and started attacking the BJP. In fact, senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, Atishi, went on to make a bigger claim, saying that 4 leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party are going to be arrested next. She named herself, she named Saurabh Bharadwaj, she named Durgesh Pathak, and she also named Raghav Chadha. But certainly, how this is, is going to pan out, because certainly today, Sanjay Singh will be, in fact, reaching his house after, after getting out of the hospital. On the other hand, we also have Arvind Kejriwal's bail plea hearing in the High Court. How both of this, situation is going to pan out, especially the hearing, if we talk about, and will, Aam Aadmi Party today get yet another relief? That certainly remains to be the bigger question. Over to you.
Right, thank you so much, Ishika, for joining us with those details.
आईपीएल का हल्ला बल्ला और सबसे शानदार कवरेज सिर्फ एनडीटीवी पर।
So friends, it's time now to move towards the last section, by far my favorite section of this episode, क्योंकि यहाँ पे I get to answer your questions जो भी आपने पूछे होते हैं. Let's see kind of questions we have this week और क्या मेरे पास उन सभी के जवाब हैं भी या नहीं. Okay, so you want to have a speaker system for your MacBook giving you pure and best sound quality. मैं recommend करता हूँ if you can use a pair of HomePod minis. Not the big HomePod because again quite bulky, quite expensive, but जो छोटे वाले HomePod mini होते हैं, if you can use them in a stereo setup, would give you an amazing quality. और मेरे ख्याल से Apple के साथ में compatibility बहुत अच्छी है, not too big as well, and in a stereo setup will definitely give you an amazing experience.
Hi TG, I use a 14-year-old car that does not have a Bluetooth. How can I add a Bluetooth to it?
Very simple, very cheap and very effective answer I'm going to give you. Basically, आपको एक छोटा सा adapter लेना है. मार्केट में आपको बहुत सारे मिल जाएंगे, मतलब starting from 500 rupees.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello, Moto.
Kejriwal is the kingpin, key conspirator in excise scam, says ED. ED replies to Kejriwal bail hearing to continue, which will continue in High Court today. AAP says ED is lying. Even Supreme Court said no money was found. Aam Aadmi Party Sanjay Singh gets bail after 6 months in jail in liquor policy case. His mother and son arrive at Delhi's ILBS hospital to meet Sanjay Singh, who's admitted there. 7, including 2 children, have been killed in massive fire in Aurangabad. Fire has spread from a tailoring shop. Tamil Nadu government moves Supreme Court against government order over flood relief package. State seeks 2,000 crore interim for cyclone Michang. Plea accused centre of differential treatment. Vistara crisis to continue. No breakthrough in talks yet. 10 flights from Delhi, 6 from Mumbai have been cancelled today. Government DGCA step in as crisis deepens. Out on bail, now violence accused thrashes a man. Bittu Bajrangi, seen here in these pictures that have gone viral, thrashes a man as a cop looks on. A 7.7 magnitude quake hits Taiwan's east coast, the strongest earthquake in 25 years. At least 4 are dead, dozens have been injured. Lucknow's Mayank Yadav sets the speed gun on fire, rattles the Royal Challengers Bengaluru as they slump to a 28.
Ballooned up in there, just gone in the fingers. Feet went nowhere. Just slogged in for 4. Was expecting a short one, feet nowhere. Just beaten him on the outside edge. Absolutely flying through. The ball went away to the boundary.
Kejriwal is the kingpin and key conspirator, is what the ED said in court in its reply to the custody of Aam Aadmi Party chief and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The Aam Aadmi Party has spent 45 crore on the election in Goa, they said, and there is enough evidence that the party chief, Arvind Kejriwal, was involved in money laundering, said the Enforcement Directorate. To the Delhi High Court on Tuesday, hours after the Supreme Court remarked on its failure to produce evidence of a money trail and gave bail to a senior party leader, Sanjay Singh. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party rubbed in the top court's comments, calling the agency's allegations a lie. The ED they've said that the ED just lies. The Supreme Court said no money trail was found and no money was found either. My colleague Ishika joins me for more on this story. Ishika, the hearing is set to continue today. What is it that ED is now expected to bring up in their first set of remarks, they said that Arvind Kejriwal caused money laundering. They spent 45 crore rupees on election in Goa. What is it that is expected of today?
Well, today, the hearing on Arvind Kejriwal's bail plea in the Delhi High Court is going to resume. Remember that the last time Delhi High Court had given time to the agency to file its reply, and yesterday we saw that the ED has filed its reply and went on to say, in its reply, that Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin and the key conspirator of this alleged liquor policy scam. Not just that, the ED says that it has adequate proof, for this statement. Not just that, the ED has also, in fact, gone on to say that, that this entire, the way, this entire scam took place, all of this was known by Arvind Kejriwal. In fact, it went on to say that Arvind Kejriwal colluded with, with the leaders of the party as to how the favors were to be given to the South group. Now, after that, today the Delhi High Court is going to resume the hearing on that. Remember that Arvind Kejriwal had approached the Delhi High Court calling his arrest as well as the remand order as illegal, and he has said that he is in fact entitled to immediate release. So whether that will be granted by the court today or not, that certainly remains to be seen. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Ishika. Do keep a watch on that story, and we'll of course come back to you as the story progresses during the day. The bail hearing for Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Chief Arvind Kejriwal to continue at the Delhi High Court. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party has raised concerns about Arvind Kejriwal's health. He's lodged in Tihar jail, apparently in a 14/8 cell, and his sugar levels have been dipping. They've also claimed that he's lost 4.5 kilograms of weight in the last few days. That's a tweet from Atishi, one of the ministers in the Aam Aadmi Party cabinet. She says that despite health problems, he used to work for the country, and he said since his arrest, Arvind Kejriwal has lost 4.5 kilograms of weight. This is very worrying. Today, the BJP is putting his health at risk. Arvind Kejriwal has been lodged in Tihar jail in a 14/8 cell, though he is getting food made at home, but apparently the Delhi Chief Minister has lost 4.5 kilograms of weight and his sugar level has been fluctuating. Mukesh, tell us a little bit about Arvind Kejriwal's health. How is he keeping, and is his health parameters being periodically monitored inside the Tihar jail?
देखिए, तिहाड़ जेल के जो अधिकारी हैं उनके मुताबिक दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल तिहाड़ की जेल नंबर 2 में बंद हैं और उनका डेली बेसिस पर जो मेडिकल है वो हो रहा है, मेडिकल चेकअप हो रहा है। चूंकि तिहाड़ जेल के अंदर एक हॉस्पिटल है जो कि 24 घंटे लगातार वहां डॉक्टर्स रहते हैं, तो जब अरविंद केजरीवाल तिहाड़ जेल गए थे तब उनका वजन 55 किलो था और अभी आज भी उनका सुबह वजन जो है वो 55 किलो ही है, यानी कि उनका तिहाड़ जेल में वेट कम नहीं हुआ है। उनकी जो शुगर लेवल है वो 170 है। शुगर लेवल थोड़ा आगे पीछे होता रहता है क्योंकि वो डायबिटीज के पेशेंट हैं, लेकिन डॉक्टर्स लगातार उन पर निगरानी कर रहे हैं। तिहाड़ जेल के मुताबिक अरविंद केजरीवाल बिल्कुल स्वस्थ हैं। आज सुबह उन्होंने जेल के अंदर योग किया है और उनका जो स्वास्थ्य है वो बिल्कुल ठीक है। शुगर लेवल थोड़ा आगे पीछे होता रहता है क्योंकि डायबिटीज के पेशेंट हैं, तो उसको लेकर जो डॉक्टर हैं वो लगातार निगरानी रखते हैं।
Right. Arvind Kejriwal continues to be the Delhi Chief Minister even while he is in incarceration. But right now his party leaders are expressing concern about the party chief's health inside Tihar jail. Moving on, the Supreme Court on Tuesday granted bail to Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay and Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Singh in the money laundering case related to the Delhi liquor policy case after a concession was made by the Enforcement Directorate. When the ED said it has no objection to grant bail to Sanjay Singh in peculiar facts of the case, the court ordered his release, clarifying that nothing was being expressed on merits. I'm joined on this story by my colleague Ishika. Well, the ED said that they had no objection to grant bail to Sanjay Singh in peculiar facts of the case. What are these peculiar facts, Ishika, if you could talk to us and our viewers about that?
Well, yes, certainly, a big relief we did see for the Aam Aadmi Party and especially for Sanjay Singh. Yesterday, the hearing went on in the Supreme Court regarding, Sanjay Singh's bail plea. And after that, in fact, in that, the court had observed, that till now, no money has been recovered. And after that, the court did ask that after 6 months in jail, do you need more custody of Sanjay Singh? On that, the ED did not oppose the bail. Well, that certainly, was interesting to see, after which now, Sanjay Singh has in fact got bail. And let me tell you that currently, in fact, he is, he is currently admitted in the hospital. And after that, he will be leaving for Tihar jail, from where he will be released with that bail order. But certainly, what we did see yesterday, a big relief for Sanjay Singh and for the Aam Aadmi Party. Yesterday, reacting to this, his wife called it Satyamev Jayate. And in fact, not just that, even the Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, started attacking the Enforcement Directorate after, soon after the Sanjay Singh got bail. In fact, senior leader Atishi went on to claim that there are 4 Aam Aadmi Party leaders that are going to be arrested next. But certainly, how all of this will pan out, especially with, Sanjay Singh now getting the bail, and we are also getting to know that after this, he will be going to meet Sunita Kejriwal, Arvind Kejriwal's wife. So how, the meetings that he's going to attend today, how will that pan out, and how, there will be the political implications of this for the Aam Aadmi Party just ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. That certainly, looks interesting at the moment.
Very interesting indeed, Ishika. Do get us all the developments that happened during the day. Now, Aam Aadmi Party has objected to BJP candidate list. In fact, BJP candidate in the list of ED lawyers. Bansuri Swaraj, who is Sushma Swaraj's daughter, late Sushma Swaraj's daughter, is in the list of ED lawyers, claims Aam Aadmi Party. And Swaraj, one of ED's lawyers, was one of ED's lawyers in the Sanjay Singh case, and Aam Aadmi Party has asked for removal of her name from the ED list. Those are on your screen. Those are the pictures of BJP leader Sushma Swaraj, who is the daughter of Bansuri Swaraj, who is the daughter of late Sushma Swaraj, and she is one of the BJP candidates this time around for the Lok Sabha polls. I'm joined by my colleague Aishwarya for more on this story. Aishwarya, clearly it seems now it's AAP versus Bansuri Swaraj. They don't want to see her name on the ED list.
She's a lawyer, and she handles several cases in just not the High Court, and it is her name which has arrived in the lawyers list of Enforcement Directorate when Sanjay Singh's plea came up yesterday, to which Aam Aadmi Party objected. It was Saurabh Bharadwaj who said that that's what we were saying from day one. Enforcement Directorate and Bharatiya Janata Party is one.
We are struggling to get your audio through. We will, of course, come back to you later for this story. Meanwhile, Moving on, the tug of war between the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu and the union government has reached a flashpoint over non-release of special additional package for restoration of flood-ravaged districts. The state has moved the Supreme Court today for its direction to the centre on this. The Tamil Nadu government had sought 37,000 crore rupees special package. It claims the centre has not paid a penny, something the union government denies.
நேற்றுக்கு கூட கேரள மாநில அரசு 10,000 கோடி ரூபாய் கடன் வாங்க ஒன்றிய அரசு அனுமதிக்கணும்னு உச்சநீதிமன்றம் போய் வாதாடுறாங்க. கர்நாடக அரசு நீதிமன்றத்தில் போய் வறட்சி நிவாரணம் தர சொல்லுங்கன்னு வாதாடுறாங்க. நாமளும் வெள்ள நிவாரணம் கேட்டு பார்த்தோம், தரல. நாளை காலை உச்சநீதிமன்றத்தில் வழக்கு போட போறோம்.
Sam, there was massive destruction caused by the Michang cyclone. Has no restoration work being done since? Of course, the state government is claiming that they haven't got any money from centre. But what about the work that could have been done by the state government?
Well, Rika, the state government says it has pumped in its own funds in terms of both relief and restoration. It had given around 6,000 rupees for each family affected by floods and the recent cyclone, both in Chennai and a few southern districts, including Tuticorin, Tirunelveli and Kanyakumari. But what the state government is asking is for an additional special package to pump money for restoration of the areas devastated by both the heavy rainfall and cyclone. And in this context, the state government says what the central government claims to have given the Tamil Nadu government in terms of 900 crore under the State Disaster Response Fund is a routine, regular transfer of funds. But what it demands is an additional special package taking into account the huge devastation caused by both floods as well as the cyclone Michang. And it's in this context the Tamil Nadu government has now moved the Supreme Court right, asking for at least an ex parte interim direction for a 2,000 crore rupee package. But the central government denies these allegations, saying that even before the flood struck, enough funds were given in terms of to the tune of 900 crore rupees under the SDRF account. But the state government says that has been finished, exhausted, and according to the NDRF guidelines, it has to be additional funds ought to be given. The larger picture, Rika, is that it's election time and the ruling DMK is raking up the issue of what it calls financial discrimination and a step-motherly attitude in its eyes by the BJP at the centre towards states. And in this context, it's really going to town with allegations that the central government has not given even a penny. And we'll have to wait and watch what the Supreme Court would say. Already a few other states, including Karnataka and West Bengal, have gone to the Supreme Court. Recently, the state government received a shot in the arm after the Supreme Court made it very clear that the governor, in the case of Tamil Nadu, ought to abide by the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers with regard to the governor refusing to swear in Ponmuri as a minister whose conviction was stayed by the Supreme Court. So the Tamil Nadu government hopes this will also be, in this case also, it will be able to get a favourable order and in that sense use it for its political advantage in terms of the politics in the run-up to the elections. But the BJP has so far denied. Yesterday, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman made two specific points. One, that the state government was given 900 crore rupees and also another 5,000 crore rupees for setting up of stormwater drains in Chennai. And she also asked for accounts for these funds by the state government. Lastly, she said at the appropriate time, the high-level committee that's looking at the demand in terms of the 37,000 crore demand by the Tamil Nadu government, that will be accorded or that will be provided in due course of time, she says.
It is indeed a full-blown showdown between the state government of Tamil Nadu and the central government. Thank you very much, Sam, for getting us that story. Now moving on, Bittu Bajrangi, who's out on bail after being arrested in the case of violence in Haryana's Nuh last year, has been caught on camera beating up a man with a stick as others from his cow vigilante group pin him down. In the video, which has now gone viral, a policeman is seen standing within touching distance of the man but remains a mute spectator. The police have not registered a case. Police officials said that the video is from the 1st of April and the man who has been thrashed is a resident of Faridabad, Sarurpur. The man, Shamu, was accused of luring two girls from his neighborhood into his house by offering them chocolates, and local residents suspect that he intended to sexually abuse them. Some of his neighbors barged into the house and caught hold of Shamu. My colleague Mukesh joins us on the phone line once again. Mukesh, this video has gone viral. Of course, Bittu Bajrangi is infamous. We know that he's out on bail. Now he's seen thrashing this man there on your pictures. What is the real story?
देखिए, ये वीडियो सोमवार का है और अब तक की जो एलिगेशन है उसके मुताबिक जिसकी पिटाई हो रही है उसका नाम श्यामू है। श्यामू पर एलिगेशन ये है कि वो दो बच्चियों को अपने साथ में ले जा रहा था। इसी बीच लोगों ने उसको देख लिया और उसको पकड़ लिया। इसके बाद बच्ची की मां गई और श्यामू पर ये एलिगेशन लगाया गया कि वो बच्चियों को किडनैप करके ले जा रहा था। इसके बाद जो लोग हैं वो श्यामू को पकड़कर बिट्टू बजरंगी घर के सामने लाए। इसके बाद दो लड़कों ने उस श्यामू के हाथ पैर पकड़े और बिट्टू बजरंगी लाठी से उसकी पिटाई कर रहा है, जिसका वीडियो वायरल है। तो जो पुलिस है फरीदाबाद की, उसका कहना यह है कि अब तक जो श्यामू है वो सामने नहीं आया है, उसकी तरफ से कोई शिकायत दर्ज नहीं कराई गई है। लेकिन जिस तरह का वीडियो वायरल हुआ उसके बाद वो 100 मोटो लेकर इसमें FIR करने वाली है और इसमें जो बिट्टू बजरंगी है उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होगी और साथ में जो शख्स गायब है जिसका नाम श्यामू है, जो विक्टिम है, उसको पुलिस खोज रही है और उसको मिलने पर उससे शिकायत दी जाएगी और ये भी पता लगाया जाएगा कि क्या श्यामू वाकई में दो बच्चियों को अपने साथ में लेकर जा रहा था। तो अभी इसकी जांच होगी, लेकिन अभी फिलहाल अब तक पुलिस ने कोई कार्रवाई नहीं की है, लेकिन हो सकता है कि बहुत जल्दी ही इस मामले में पुलिस FIR दर्ज करे।
Thank you very much, Mukesh, for joining us with all those details. A quick break on the show, more on the other side. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Hello and welcome to NDTV Auto. I'm here in Jaipur for Volkswagen brand conference and they have made a slew of announcements here. Let's talk more about them with Mr. Ashish Gupta, brand director, Volkswagen India. You know, you have again changed the lineup of Taigun. What was the purpose behind it, and will that make things simpler for people?
No, I think, the endeavor has been, and if I take you back 2 years when we introduced the Taigun, we introduced it on two-line structure, the dynamic line, which was basically based on the 1 liter, and the performance line, which was based on the 1.5 liter. Over the period of time, what we have also realized is that customers are not differentiated by, engine types. Customers are more and more moving towards style differentiation. What kind of a style appeals to me and what kind of a style does not appeal to me or appeals to another set of customers. So the endeavor this time has been to now put our line structure in place to appeal to style more than the differentiation by the engine line. So that's what we have done. So now we have the chrome line, which is more elegant, for the customers who like that kind of a design language, available both on the 1.5 and the 1 liter, and then the sporty look with more black themed exterior and interior elements, which appeals to customers who are looking for more sporty, rugged kind of an appeal that appeals to them. So that's why today we have launched the GT Plus.
transferred top officials in 5 states of Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. The officials of the rank of DM, SP and IG have been stripped of poll duty. After holding a roadshow in Kerala's Kalpetta, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi will make his way to his constituency on Wednesday to present his nomination documents at the collectorate for the Wayanad Parliamentary Constituency. All India Congress Committee General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi to be in Wayanad as well. Kerala Chief Minister and Marxist veteran Pinarayi Vijayan on Monday took a dig at Congress leader and incumbent Wayanad MP Rahul Gandhi for contesting the polls from the constituency. Congress in Sangli is still not ready to compromise on the seat after its alliance partner Sena declared its candidate there. Congress leader and MLA from Sangli, Vishwajit Kadam, writes to Maharashtra Congress chief Nana Patole saying he will not participate in any party campaign. Prakash Ambedkar has announced his support to Sharad Pawar's daughter. That is why political relations between Sharad Pawar and Prakash Ambedkar have not been good till now. But in the last few months, the liquidity between the two has increased significantly. Eknath Khadse was accused of corruption while he was a minister, after which he had to resign from the Fadnavis government. While leaving BJP, Khadse had attacked Devendra Fadnavis on very serious allegations. Sources say that Khadse's return to BJP is considered certain. Sharad Pawar's NCP's second list likely out today. Sharad Pawar's group's second list will be announced in a short while from now. Candidates for 5 seats, Satara, Madha, Raver, Bhiwandi and Bid to be announced today. Amit Shah and Jayant Chaudhary will reach Muzaffarnagar today afternoon. Home Minister Amit Shah and RLD President will hold a joint rally. Public meeting will be held in support of BJP candidate Sanjeev Balyan.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
This show isn't just about news from the southern states. It's one that looks at the rest of India and the world from a diverse South India point of view, because NDTV has always taken the southern view seriously.
The Southern View with Veera Raghav, only on NDTV 24/7.
IPL का हल्ला बल्ला और सबसे शानदार कवरेज सिर्फ NDTV पर।
Enforcement Directorate says Kejriwal is the kingpin and key conspirator in excise scam. They reply to Kejriwal's bail hearing and that is set to continue in High Court today. Aam Aadmi Party says ED is lying. Even Supreme Court said no money is found. AAP MP Sanjay Singh gets bail after 6 months in jail in liquor policy case. His mother and son arrived at Delhi's ILBS hospital to meet Sanjay Singh, who's admitted there. 7, including 2 children, are killed in a massive fire in Maharashtra's Aurangabad. Fire spread from a tailoring shop. Tamil Nadu government moved Supreme Court against government over flood relief package. State seeks 2,000 crore interim for cyclone Michang. They accuse center of differential treatment. Vistara crisis to continue, no breakthrough in talks. 10 flights from Delhi, 6 from Mumbai are cancelled today. Out on bail, a no violence accused thrashes a man. Bittu Bajrangi, seen here in this video that has gone viral, thrashes a man as a cop looks on. A 7.7 magnitude earthquake hits Taiwan's east coast, strongest quake in Taiwan in 25 years. At least 4 people are dead, dozens are injured. In IPL, Lucknow's Mayank Yadav sets the speed gun on fire, rattles the Royal Challengers as this comes to a 28.
Just hit the slice, ballooned up in there, just caught in the fingers. Feet went nowhere, just slogged in for 4. Was expecting a short one, feet nowhere, just beaten him on the outside edge. Absolutely flying through, the ball went away to the boundary.
After a complaint from a woman employee posted in Guwahati International Airport, an additional Director General CRPF in Northeast Zone has been repatriated to his parent cadre as per a MHA order. The woman employee in her complaint stated that the officer had made a pass at her and forcibly tried to hug her. According to sources, IPS officer Binod Kumar Singh was the additional Director General CRPF in Northeast Zone, was repatriated to parent cadre on 2nd of April after the complaint was lodged against him. My colleague Ratnadeep Chaudhary joins me for more on this story. Ratnadeep, tell us what more do you have on this story?
Now, what we are picking up from Assam police sources is that, and we have a copy of the complaint letter. This complaint was filed on March 18th, a day after the incident had happened on March 17, when this senior CRPF officer, who was seated in the VIP lounge, the reserve lounge for dignitaries, for senior officials at the Guwahati airport to catch a flight out of Guwahati, and in the complaint letter, the women employee of the Guwahati International Airport, the Lokapriya Gopinath Bordoloi International Airport at Guwahati, she had complained that the senior officer tried to actually misbehave with her and tried to hug her. That are the allegations, and she somehow resisted that, and later on a complaint was filed officially with the Guwahati City Police. We also have been able to access the report which was sent by the Commissioner of Police of Guwahati City to the DGP Assam with regards to this case, where it has been mentioned that Guwahati City Police did find prima facie evidence of outraging the modesty of a woman. However, the complainant later actually withdraw her complaint, and therefore police did not further pursue the case. Now, what we have picked up that later on the officer involved, the senior CRPF officer, actually apologized to the complainant. That's what we are picking up, and that has been also mentioned in the report which police has forwarded. Now, it seems acting on this, MHA has taken a very strong action. The officer has been shunted out from his current posting, and not only shunted out of his current posting, but he has been repatriated to his parent cadre. He is a UP cadre IPS officer who was on deputation to CRPF, and he has been sent back to his parent cadre. And what we are picking up from official sources is that this is with regards to what had happened at the Guwahati airport, although the complainant had withdrawn her complaint.
Right, thank you very much, Ratnadeep, for joining us with that story. Now, there is no breakthrough in talks between striking pilots and management of Vistara as the crisis in Vistara Airlines intensified, with over 50 flights getting cancelled on Tuesday because of the non-availability of pilots, who sources say are protesting the terms of a new contract after the decision to merge the airline with Air India. The Aviation Ministry has sought a detailed report from Vistara and also asked the airline the steps they are taking to deal with the inconvenience caused to the passengers. Under the new agreement, junior co-pilots will be mandated to fly less hours, which in turn means less pay.
After 12 flights of Vistara that were cancelled yesterday from Delhi, today in fact the numbers remain similar. Today, if we talk about 10 Vistara flights have been cancelled from Delhi, where 9 are domestic departures and 1 domestic arrival. Now, we are currently reporting from the airport, Delhi airport itself. In fact, we'd like to show you here that certainly, if we look at the Vistara passengers, well, they are not so many here present currently, because what we are getting to know that the cancellation message, was already delivered to the passengers in advance. But we also did see how yesterday the centre also had stepped into this matter. DGCA also had asked for a day-to-day report from the Vistara airline, over the delays and the cancellation here. So certainly what remains to be seen as to till when will this Vistara crisis resolve. Now here in Delhi with camera person Momeen Sheikh, this is Ishika Verma for NDTV.
Moving on to some other story now, PM Modi hit out at Congress leader Rahul Gandhi while addressing a rally in Uttarakhand for his comments that India would be set on fire if BJP got elected for a third time. Prime Minister Modi questioned, is this the language of democracy? He said that the prince of the opposition party's royal family has declared that the country will be on fire if the BJP returns to power.
अगर हिंदुस्तान में मैच फिक्सिंग का चुनाव बीजेपी जीते और उसके बाद संविधान को उन्होंने बदला, तो इस पूरे देश में आग लगने जा रही है। जो मैंने कहा याद रखो, ये देश नहीं बचेगा।
बीते वर्षों में यहां से पलायन रुका है, वो दिन दूर नहीं जब रोजगार के लिए शहर गए साथी वापस लौटेंगे। भाई और बहनों, मोदी के इन प्रयासों के बीच कांग्रेस और इंडी गठबंधन ने अपने इरादे दिखा दिए हैं। कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार के शहजादे ने ऐलान किया है कि अगर देश ने तीसरी बार बीजेपी सरकार को चुनी, आग लग जाएगी। 60 साल तक देश पर राज करने वाले 10 साल सत्ता से बाहर क्या रह गए? अब देश में आग लगाने की बात कर रहे हैं। क्या ये आग लगाने की बात आपको मंजूर है? क्या इस देश को आग लगाने देंगे? क्या आग लगाने की ये भाषा उचित है? क्या ये आग लगाने वाली भाषा लोकतंत्र की भाषा है? ऐसे लोगों को सजा करोगे? पक्की सजा करोगे? चुन चुन करके साफ कर दो। इस बार इनको मैदान में मत रहने दो भाइयों।
Now, Union Home Minister Amit Shah sounded the poll bugle in Karnataka. He held a series of meetings with BJP and JDS leaders in Bengaluru to strategize and address dissent. He embarked on a 3-day road show in the evening yesterday at Channapatna in Bengaluru's rural, which remained a Congress bastion in 2019. There's no match between BJP-led NDA and Congress-led India Alliance, he said, accusing the opposition bloc of rampant corruption and scams. There's also no match between Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who never takes leave, and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, who travels abroad as summer sets in, he added. My colleague Pratibha.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah starting his election campaign in Karnataka by holding a road show at the Bengaluru rural constituency. The lone seat won by the Congress in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. In what is shaping out to be a high-voltage campaign for the 28 seats in the state, the Home Minister began his road show by hitting out at the Congress.
10 साल मनमोहन सोनिया की सरकार में 12 लाख करोड़ का भ्रष्टाचार हुआ। डीके शिव कुमार जी को तो भ्रष्टाचार से परहेज ही नहीं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और जेडीएस का गठबंधन सभी 28 की 28 सीटें जीतकर कांग्रेस का अकाउंट नहीं खोलने देंगे।
Earlier in the day, he was welcomed with sharp remarks by the State Chief Minister, Siddaramaiah, whose son, Yatendra's comment against Shah had led to a complaint by the BJP with the Election Commission.
ಕೊಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಬೇಡ, ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಬೇಡ. ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾನೇ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಕೆದಾಟುಗೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಾ? ಮಾದಾಯಿಗೆ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? ಯಾಕೆ ಓಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ? ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ actually ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ he has no moral right.
The exchange between Siddaramaiah and Shah sets the tone for the Karnataka campaign 2024, in which the Chief Minister is likely to be the target of the BJP, and the results here could impact the power equations in the Siddaramaiah government as well.
Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Karnataka's Channapatna signifies two very important things. One is the BJP trying to portray an image of sharing great camaraderie as well as coordination with the JDS. And two, BJP trying to put in all its efforts in this lone constituency that was won by the Congress in 2019 Lok Sabha election. With camera person Govind, Pratibha Raman in Channapatna for NDTV.
My colleague Pratibha also spoke to H.D. Kumaraswamy and he will be filing his nomination on Thursday, and says that they are confident of winning all 28 seats. Listen in.
How confident are you with respect to Bengaluru rural?
After the grand success of Amit Shah's rally, road show, we have full confidence that including Bengaluru rural parliamentary segment, all the 28 parliamentary segment will going to be blessed by Kannadigas and all the 28 parliamentary segment voters.
So you will also be filing your nomination in a day?
Yes, day after tomorrow I will also filing the nomination papers in Mandia.
So how is the coordination between the BJP and JDS?
The coordination is going on, both the party workers and leaders. We are smoothly, with full confidence, we are working on.
Thank you so much, sir. So that was Mr. H.D. Kumaraswamy talking about how it will be a smooth coordination between the BJP as well as the JDS ahead of the Lok Sabha election.
Now moving to Maharashtra, there was a massive fire in Sambhaji Nagar in Aurangabad. The fire broke out at 4 a.m. this morning in a tailoring shop and spread to the neighborhood. 7 people have died in this massive fire, 2 men, 3 women and 3 children. A probe is underway. Well, those are the pictures of the fire that happened in Aurangabad early this morning. Apparently, the fire started in a tailoring shop and spread to the neighborhood. And while people did not die of blaze, but they died of suffocation. I am joined by Radhika for more on the story. Radhika, please tell us what is the latest from this area.
It's an unfortunate incident that happened in Sambhaji Nagar early this morning. 7 people have died of suffocation after this fire broke out in a tailoring unit in Sambhaji Nagar. This happened early this morning at about 4 a.m. This was a shop located in cantonment area at Dana Bazaar in Sambhaji Nagar. In fact, there are several shops and commercial establishments that are located on the ground floor of this particular area. Many buildings, it's a crowded area. In fact, people were residing on the upper floor as well as on the ground floor when the incident occurred. In fact, the shop caught fire at about 4 a.m. Officials were informed shortly after that, smoke entering several floors of the building, and 7 casualties unfortunately occurring due to suffocation. Of course, the deceased include 3 women, 2 men and 2 children. And at this point, cause behind the blaze is unknown, and an inquiry has been initiated to understand what exactly led to the fire.
Very, very unfortunate indeed. Thank you very much, Radhika, for joining us with all those details. Now, a major earthquake with a magnitude of 7.7 struck off Taiwan's eastern coast on Wednesday, according to US Geological Survey, prompting tsunami warnings, which were later downgraded. According to reports, at least 4 people have been killed and dozens injured in the strong quake. Rescuers have been pulling people out of collapsed buildings. The powerful earthquake struck off Taiwan earlier today, rocking the entire island and collapsing buildings. The quake's epicenter is located about 18 kilometers south of the city of Hualien. Several aftershocks were felt in Taiwan, including one that registered a magnitude of 6.5 according to USGS. According to reports, it's Taiwan's strongest quake in 25 years. Train service was suspended across the island of 23 million people, as was subway service in Taipei. According to reports, things quickly returned to normal in the capital, with children going to school and morning commute appearing to be normal.
This earthquake took place 7:50 in the morning, and before that, actually, the Taiwanese authorities, the government has sent out the nationwide messages to everybody's cell phone or mobile phone. So we got it like 30 seconds before. So we had the time to take cover. But this earthquake, I can tell you that this is the biggest one that I have experienced after the one that I had 25 years before. So, well, it rocked really hard. So, well, it happened during the commute time, so people was in a chaotic situation. They had to switch from the metro system to the bus on the surface of the road because the metro system was stopped for like 20 minutes. But after that, very quick, everything was just returned to normal, and people were, they got a notice that they still need to work, so they are rushing for their offices. I think, well, we have only local damages. Near the epicenter, the Hualien County, actually, those pictures and the video clips that you have seen that you have shown on the screen, this happened in the eastern part of the Hualien County, very close to the epicenter. So some buildings has collapsed, but according to the authorities and the news so far, there is not many casualties happening. So we hope everything is fine. So if you check from the variety of video clips on Twitter or any other social portal, you will find that people are kind of composed when they are experiencing that. After we experienced the big one happening in 1999, 25 years ago, when I was a graduate student, I experienced that. It was really a big one. So after that, well, actually, the Taiwanese people and the government learned much from that because we have leveled up the earthquake-proof architecture standard, and people are more aware, and we have some, more awareness. When this happens, people know where to take cover, and how to avoid being hurt. So I think people are quite prepared after that. Actually, on the eastern coast of Taiwan, it's usually the rocky coast. So they are naturally protected away from the tsunamis. But the places that need to worry about the tsunamis actually are on the other side of the strait, which is Japan. So in Okinawa, actually, they issue the Japanese weather agencies, they have issued a tsunami warning, but now it has rescinded because it doesn't seem to cause a lot of damages. The situation that people can still be calm has to be attributed to the elevation of the quality of the architectures. So as you've seen from the video clips from different sources, most of the building, 99.90% of the building and the infrastructures are remain intact. So people are quiet. They have high level of trust into the quality of the infrastructures. That's why they can remain calm during the earthquake, which is very much different from the one taking place like 25 years before, when we saw a lot of buildings collapsed and people are trapped under the collapsed buildings and rubrics. So I think that's an important thing for us to upgrade the hardware and the software as well. And Taipei is the capital of Taiwan, resided by like 4 million people. And during the time of commute, actually, most of the people are on the commute system, either on the metro, on the bus, or on taxis. So most of the people can feel the earthquake. But I think that's lucky because, well, that's a time that people know where to run and they can keep calm because they are with each other. And as you can see, it shows the great social bondage of the Taiwanese people as well. So that's why, according to the Pew Research, Taiwan has the strongest sense of society as a whole because of its long-term development as an island. So I think this social bondage actually helped the Taiwanese people to face different disasters, including the earthquake and the challenge from China as well.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Kejriwal is the kingpin and key conspirator in excise scam, says Enforcement Directorate. ED replies to Kejriwal bail hearing that is to continue in High Court today. Aam Aadmi Party says ED is lying. Even Supreme Court said no money was found. Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh gets bail after 6 months in jail in liquor policy case. His mother and son arrive at Delhi's ILBS hospital to meet Sanjay Singh, who's admitted there. Vistara crisis to continue, no breakthrough in talks yet. 10 flights from Delhi, 6 from Mumbai have been cancelled today. Government DGCA step in as crisis deepens. A 7.7 magnitude quake hits Taiwan's east coast, strongest quake in Taiwan in 25 years. At least 4 are dead and dozens injured.
When there's too much talking but very little being said, too many voices but hardly any being heard, you turn to a show that puts you front and center. A show that headlines the stories of the people, by the people, for the people. Hello and welcome to NDTV Auto. What I have with me today is real special. It is the latest EV from Audi, Q6. What's special about it is it's based on a completely new platform, PPE, Premium Platform Electric. This platform Audi has developed for their electric vehicles and it has a lot to offer.
Company says the new platform PPE helps Audi Q6 e-tron achieve 30% less energy consumption with 33% better system performance. With the Q6, Audi is also introducing its electronic architecture E3 1.2, which allows customers to experience digitalization directly in the vehicle, making Audi Q6 e-tron a truly tech marvel. So here it is, all that you need to know about Q6 e-tron. Audi Q6 e-tron is the upcoming EV from Audi's stable and is expected to come to Indian shores by the end of this year. International launch is expected in second half of this year. It is a 4.7-meter SUV which will occupy the space between Q4 and Q8 e-tron. It will come in two variants, Q6 e-tron Quattro and the more powerful SQ6 e-tron. What we have today with us is the S variant.
What I want to show you, the first in the look of Audi.
As India gets ready to send an Indian astronaut into space from Sriharikota as part of the ambitious Gaganayan mission, 40 years ago, on 3rd of April 1984, Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma flew into space on an Indo-Soviet mission. Till date, he remains the only Indian to fly into space. On the 40th anniversary of the historical flight, NDTV science editor Pallav Bagla spoke to the 75-year-old cosmonaut Rakesh Sharma, who believed that India at that time from space looked like Sare Jahan Se Acha.
This is celebrating 4 decades of that very historic mission by Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma. Cosmonaut Sharma, how was the training for the mission?
Well, I think firstly, the selection was difficult. It went on for quite a few months. And the training itself, when we landed up in Moscow, it was the thick of winter. So although we stayed there for 18 months, more importantly, we stayed there for 2 winters. The training essentially was in Russian language, and that made it a bit more difficult. We had to first learn the language and then start concentrating on the content of the training program. But time did fly fast, and I think at the end of that time, we were very well prepared for the mission that was assigned to us. It was a time-bound mission. I think even at that time, elections were around the corner, and we had to finish this flight before that. So so it was new. It was something we hadn't done before. It was learning on the job, and I would say that one had a lot of expectations. Although mentally one knew what to expect, but what one saw far exceeded one's expectations. So I think all in all, I must consider myself extremely fortunate to have been given a chance, a choice, being selected for a mission like this. And I do consider myself very, very lucky indeed.
You were the first person, if I'm not wrong, to do yoga in space. So you are the Antariksh Yogi for India. How was it to do yoga in space?
Well, let me give you a bit of a background. The yoga experiment was included in the list of experiments because till that time, everybody was looking for a solution to avoid space sickness. And there were various preparation methods, the one which West followed, the one which the Soviet Union followed at that time. So here was an attempt to find out if the yogic method of preparing space travelers to withstand the rigors of space, whether it would offer a different viable alternative. So I was the only one. Both Ravish sir and myself did yoga about 3 to 4 months before the launch, and we had stopped training as per their training regimen. Idea was again to find out how well prepared are we in comparison with the Russian cosmonauts.
Moving on to some IPL news now. He likes rockets and he fired rockets against the Royal Challengers Bangalore on Tuesday night. Young Delhi pacer Mayank Yadav set the speed gun on fire and knocked over Royal Challengers Bangalore. Let's have a look at how he did so. Maxwell evaded the first bouncer from Mayank, but this one came in at 151 plus and he had to lead for a duck. And then it was the turn of Cameron Green. Bred on Western Australian fast and bouncy wickets, had a taste of his own medicine. Mayank nailed the top of his off stump. Rajat Patidar was bounced out. Mayank picked 3 for 14 on the night as RCB slumped to a 28-run loss and fell to the 9th position on the league table. KL Rahul, his captain, while keeping to him, was hit by one of his deliveries, and this is what Rahul had to say.
One ball hit me really hard, but yeah, it's so happy to see Mayank bowl the way that he's bowling in the last couple of games. He's quietly, patiently waited for 2 seasons in the dugout. Missed out last year because of injury, unfortunately, but he's been in Bombay with the physios working really hard. He understands that bowling 155 is not easy, and in a very young age he's already had a few injuries, so he's really professional with looking after his body. It's really good to see, and has a great temperament, and enjoying seeing him bowl from probably 20 yards behind the stumps.
That's all we have for now. Divya on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello, Moto.
Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin and the key conspirator in the Delhi excise scam, is what the ED has replied in court, seeking his further custody. The bail hearing to continue in High Court today as well. At the Aam Aadmi Party responding to those allegations by the ED, saying that the ED is lying even though there has been no money trail that's been found, which is why Sanjay Singh has been granted bail. And Sanjay Singh will be walking out today. His mother and son have arrived at Delhi's ILBS hospital to meet Sanjay Singh. Do remember he was admitted there after he was granted bail by the High Court. Tamil Nadu government moved the Supreme Court against the government over flood relief package. The state is seeking 2,000 crore rupees interim for the cyclone that hit and caused mass destruction, while the plea accused the centre of differential treatment. And the crisis as far as Vistara Airlines, that continues with 10 flights that have been disrupted as far as Delhi is concerned, 6 from Mumbai. So the crisis continues for Vistara, even though the government has stepped in, asking as to what steps are being taken in order to ensure that passengers are not inconvenienced. 7.7 magnitude earthquake hits the eastern coast of Taiwan. This is the strongest earthquake in more than 25 years. Taiwan quake has resulted in 4 people dying and dozens have been injured. Lucknow's Mayank Yadav sets the speed gun on fire, rattles the Royal Challengers as they slump to a 28-run loss.
Just caught in the fingers. Feet went nowhere. Just slogged in for 4. Was expecting a short one. Feet nowhere. Just beaten him on the outside edge. Absolutely flying through. The ball went away.
A very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. We have breaking news coming in of a police officer who has died in Jammu and Kashmir. This is after a shootout. A sub-inspector was seriously injured last evening. A policeman has, in fact, when we're talking about a police officer who has died in this encounter that took place at Katwa. Now, this was at the medical college. The cop has died in that shootout and another has been seriously injured in the Katwa College of Jammu and Kashmir. So, a major breaking news coming in of a police inspector who has died in an encounter that took place late last evening. A sub-inspector was seriously injured during that encounter that took place in Jammu and Kashmir. This was at a medical college. We're talking about the medical college in Katwa, where a policeman has died in a shootout. We have Nazir joining us to get us more on this. Nazir, take us through the details of the police officer who's lost his life and a health update on the sub-inspector who has been seriously injured.
Well, a police sub-inspector was part of a team, Deepak Sharma, who were chasing a gang, these gangsters who were involved in some murder cases in Samba district. But as they reached this Kutwa, these gangsters drove their car into this medical college premises, where police cornered them, and eventually there was a shootout between the gangsters and police. And one gangster, according to police, has been killed, a notorious gangster. But in the shootout, police sub-inspector Deepak Kumar was critically injured, and he has died in hospital today morning.
Right, Nazir. This was in exchange of fire that took place. There was a gangster who shot at, we're talking about an inspector, a police officer who suffered a head injury during that encounter and died during treatment. Take us through, what really happened at the time. And of course, also we're talking about a gangster named Vasudev who was a key accused in a murder case.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a gang, gangsters. It was a group which was being chased by the police. And once they tried to take shelter inside Government Medical College, Kutwa, but police cornered them there. By encounter took place late last night. And in the ensuing gun battle, one gangster was killed. And there are reports one more may have been injured, but there's no confirmation so far. But in the shootout, one police sub-inspector, who was a probationary police sub-inspector, he was received critical injuries. He was hit by bullets in his head. He was given initial treatment at Medical College, Kutwa. Eventually, he was shifted for specialized treatment to in Pathankot, nearby district Pathankot, which is in Punjab district. But this morning, the young officer, he died. One special police official has also been injured, and his condition is reported to be stable. He's reportedly out of danger. But this clearly shows that how these gangs, armed gangs, have been operating in this area. There have been other incidents in the past, and in that particular incident in Samba, a murder case, police were chasing this gang when this encounter took place, that too inside Medical College, Kutwa.
Right. When we're talking about this probationary police sub-inspector that we're talking about who lost his life, he suffered head injuries before he succumbed to those injuries.
Yeah, exactly. According to reports, he has received bullet injuries in his head. So clearly it was a target. They wanted to kill him, gangsters. So there was a shootout, as I said. 2 policemen were injured. One, this sub-inspector, Deepak Sharma, he was critically injured after receiving bullet injuries in the head. Then there's a special police officer who has also been injured, and his condition is reportedly stable. One gangster has been killed. Immediately, police rushed to the spot, but it appears that the other gangsters may have managed to escape. But clearly it shows how big a challenge it is, despite the fact this area is free from any sort of militancy. But the fact is gangs have cropped up in this area, and there have been several such incidents in the past as well. And Lieutenant Governor Mr. Manoj Sinha has clearly said he vows revenge. He has paid homage to the fallen police officer and say he will ensure that Jammu and Kashmir is crime-free, and the every drop of the blood of fallen police officer Deepak Sharma will be avenged.
Right. So, from an initial tip-off is, what really led to this gun battle in which the inspector has lost his life. Take us through the health update of the other person believed to be Anil Kumar, who also got hurt.
Well, as I said, that another policeman, a special police official, has been injured in this shootout, and his condition is stated to be stable. He is reportedly out of danger. He is being treated in medical college in Kutwa itself. Sub-Inspector Deepak Sharma had received critical injuries because he had received bullet injuries in his head while he was shifted to Pathankot for the specialized treatment. But he could not make it despite the best efforts by the doctors, according to reports. But he died this morning. And it is happening at a time when this place is going for the elections. It will there's campaigning is going on in the area. Kutwa Udhampur constituency will vote polls in the first phase of this parliament elections, and Kutwa Udhampur constituency will vote on 19th of this month. So this is a high-stake battle, particularly between the BJP and the Congress now. So we have seen this, BJP has fielded again third time. It is MP from that area, Dr. Jitendra Singh, who is pitted against Lal Singh of the Congress, who has joined back the Congress. So at this time, when there's, the government has issued orders, administration, there should be no circulation of no illegal weapons, including the licensed weapons in the area. We see this shootout, that too inside a hostel, is a cause of major concern.
Right. This was on a tip-off, that the policeman was chasing this gangster Vasudev, which resulted in his death. Thank you so much, Nazir, for getting us all those details. In other news now, Arvind Kejriwal's bail hearing to continue in Delhi's High Court today. Do remember yesterday the ED had said that it's Arvind Kejriwal who has been the key conspirator, the kingpin as far as the Delhi excise policy scam is concerned, and which is why they were seeking more time with the Chief Minister in their custody. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party has spent 45 crore rupees on election in Goa, is what the Enforcement Director is saying, that is enough evidence that the party chief was involved in money laundering. Well, this comes when the Supreme Court has remarked on its failure as far as the Enforcement Directorate is concerned to produce evidence of a money trail and gave bail to its senior party leader Sanjay Singh. The Aam Aadmi Party rubbed in the two courts' comments, calling the agency's allegations a lie. The Enforcement Directorate just lies. The Supreme Court said no money trail was found, as there was no money, is what the Aam Aadmi Party had to say. We have Aishwarya joining us to get us more on this. There's no specific provision in the Constitution barring a person continuing as a Chief Minister once incarcerated, but it is practically impossible, Aishwarya. So, that hearing that's going to continue today, and of course, Aam Aadmi Party saying that the ED continues to lie as far as the proceedings are concerned. Take us through the key points of what really happened yesterday and what time is this case coming up in court today?
But at around 12:30, the Delhi High Court will be hearing this matter, and they will be resuming to hear the plea and the challenge that was made by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal around his arrest. It was stated yesterday by the Enforcement Directorate to the Delhi High Court that Arvind Kejriwal is the key conspirator and the kingpin of the entire alleged Delhi excise policy scam. On the other side, for the first time in records, the Enforcement Directorate also mentioned about Aam Aadmi Party through Arvind Kejriwal being in money laundering, and how 45 crore rupees were sent to Goa through Hawala channels. And it was also mentioned in that particular reply by the Enforcement Directorate that Arvind Kejriwal was the one who has asked kickbacks from the South Group initially, and therefore the reason perhaps they have enough evidence against Arvind Kejriwal to be kept in the judicial custody. It was also mentioned by the Enforcement Directorate yesterday in the High Court that that it is Arvind Kejriwal who knew about the entire formulation and implementation of the then excise policy, which is now scrapped, and therefore the reason perhaps Arvind Kejriwal should be considered as the main conspirator. Now on the other side, it was earlier during the hearing, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who appeared for Arvind Kejriwal, clearly stated that there is no money trail which has come out. Enforcement Directorate was not able to establish any money trail, although there was no recovery that has been made on the part of Arvind Kejriwal or be it other accused in the cases as well. And the money that that Enforcement Directorate is alleging had been in just the money trails and not physically being recovered. It was also stated by the Enforcement Directorate yesterday to the High Court that Arvind Kejriwal was non-cooperative during the investigation in the last few days, and also the mobile phones that were seized, the passwords were not given by Arvind Kejriwal, and therefore the reason he should be kept in the judicial custody. This particular hearing is about Arvind Kejriwal's plea, who had challenged his arrest because of the kind and the nature of arrest that Enforcement Directorate has done as far as hampering his fundamental rights are concerned. So at 12:30, we have been told that Delhi High Court will resume once again the hearing on the plea of Arvind Kejriwal. Whether Arvind Kejriwal gets some relief or not, that remains to be seen.
Right. Also, Aishwarya, when we talk about Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party claims that he's lost 4.5 kg since he was arrested on the 21st of last month. That's what we heard Atishi say today. But the authorities in Tihar jail have said that he's fine and he hasn't lost any weight. In fact, he came in at 55 kgs and he continues to remain at 55 kgs. So this is Arvind Kejriwal is severely diabetic. Despite health problems, he used to work 24 hours a day to serve the country, is what Atishi has said. Since his arrest, he's gone on to lose weight, but claims that are being refuted by the authorities in jail.
Well, claims and counterclaims being made by the Aam Aadmi Party and Tihar jail authorities as far as Arvind Kejriwal's health is concerned. Remember, on the day of hearing as well, it was stated by the Aam Aadmi Party that Arvind Kejriwal's sugar level severely dropped down and he was ill since then as well. But it is, according to the jail manuals, when regular checkups by the medical team is being done every day of the prisoner, and Arvind Kejriwal's health checkup is also being done. Tihar jail authorities are constantly saying that there is no weight reduced and Arvind Kejriwal is absolutely...
Aishwarya, we'll just come back to you. Let's just listen into what Atishi has to say.
तो अरविंद केजरीवाल ऐसी सीवियर डायबिटीज़ के पेशेंट हैं, लेकिन इस डायबिटीज़ के बावजूद भी, इतनी बीमारी के बावजूद भी आज तक अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने अपनी डायबिटीज़ को, अपने स्वास्थ्य को, अपनी देश के सेवा में कभी अड़चन नहीं डालने दी है। चाहे अनशन पे बैठना हो, एक बारी वो सुंदर नगरी में अनशन पे बैठे, एक बार जंतर मंतर पे अनशन पे बैठे, वो दिन रात दिल्ली वालों के हित में सुबह से लेके रात तक काम करते हैं, देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों में जाते हैं, अपने स्वास्थ्य को ध्यान ना रखते हुए भी अपनी वो देश की सेवा में कभी भी उन्होंने आज तक स्वास्थ्य को अड़चन नहीं बनने दिया है। लेकिन जब से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को भारतीय जनता पार्टी शासित केंद्र सरकार ने गिरफ्तार किया है, उनके स्वास्थ्य पर एक जबरदस्त खतरा मंडरा रहा है। जब वो ईडी की कस्टडी में थे तो 3 बार उनका शुगर लेवल गिरा, एक बार उनका शुगर लेवल 46 तक पहुंच गया, जो किसी भी व्यक्ति के लिए जानलेवा साबित हो सकता है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी का पिछले 12 दिन में 4.5 किलो वजन घट गया है। एक डायबिटीज का पेशेंट होते हुए इतने कम समय में इतना ज़्यादा वजन घटना कई प्रकार की कॉम्प्लिकेशंस पैदा कर सकता है। आज मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि पूरा देश आज उन्हें देख रहा है। आज देख रहा है कि किस तरह से भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने झूठे केस लगाकर अरविंद केजरीवाल को जेल में डाल दिया है, जहां आज उनके स्वास्थ्य को खतरा हो रहा है। किसी नॉर्मल व्यक्ति के लिए भी 12 दिन में 4.5 किलो वजन घटना कोई नॉर्मल बात नहीं है। किसी ऐसे व्यक्ति के लिए भी जिसे स्वास्थ्य की समस्याएं नहीं हैं, लेकिन एक सीवियर डायबिटीज के पेशेंट के लिए 12 दिन में 4.5 किलो वजन घटना एक बहुत खतरनाक चीज है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी अरविंद केजरीवाल को कुचलने के लिए, आम आदमी पार्टी को कुचलने के लिए किसी भी हद तक जा सकती है। इसलिए मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ये चेतावनी दे रही हूं कि आज पूरा देश आप पर नजर रख रहा है। अगर हिरासत में अरविंद केजरीवाल के स्वास्थ्य को कुछ हो जाता है तो ये देश आपको माफ नहीं करेगा, यहां तक कि भगवान भी आपको माफ नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि आप इस हद तक गिरे हैं सिर्फ अरविंद केजरीवाल को कुचलने के लिए।
Will your legal team move the courts for Arvind Kejriwal's personal doctors to be attending to him?
Well, we just heard Atishi there, asking the BJP to take stock of the situation when it comes to Arvind Kejriwal's arrest. And of course, let's just listen into what the BJP has to say. Well,
जैसे लीगल नोटिस है तो नोटिस दिया है 15 डेज बाद अगर वो आंसर कुछ नहीं आता है या माफी नहीं मांगते हैं तो क्या क्रिमिनल में भी जाएंगे? एक सवाल दूसरा, क्या कोई ऐसा भी किया है कि जैसे आपको कंपनसेशन करा हो, जैसे नोटिस एवज में मांगा जाता है कि 3 करोड़ का इंफॉर्मेशन, ऐसा कुछ है क्या?
सिविल क्रिमिनल दोनों एक्शन बताइए 15 दिन के अंदर वो अगर एक्शन नहीं लेते हैं तो हमारे पास दोनों सिविल और क्रिमिनल रेमेडीज अवेलेबल हैं। सिविल डिफेमेशन, क्रिमिनल डिफेमेशन दोनों हमारे पास ऑप्शन अवेलेबल है, हम डिसाइड करेंगे।
सर देखो सर, एक सवाल ये है कि आम आदमी पार्टी के सोर्सेज ये क्लेम कर रहे हैं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल की जो हालत है जेल में बिगड़ती जा रही है, शुगर लेवल ड्रॉप हुआ, वेट कम हुआ है, जबकि जेल के सूत्रों ने ये बताया है कि उनका वेट जितना था उतना ही मेंटेन है, उनको पूरी तरह से उनका ख्याल रखा जा रहा है। तो फिर से आम आदमी पार्टी ब्लेम कर रही है।
देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी का मैंने बताया ना, ये रोज एक कहानी गढ़ते हैं किस तरह से हम सुर्खियों में बने रहे। तो अभी तो एक दिन हुआ है, जो मुझे जानकारी मिल रही थी कि ठीक है एक समस्या उनको आ रही है, उसका निवारण वहाँ हो नहीं सकता, तो उसके लिए तो खुद ही उनको अपनी आदत बदलनी होगी। अब उस समस्या का यहाँ मैं जिक्र नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन ठीक है, अब क्योंकि बिगड़ी हुई आती है तो ठीक होने में थोड़ा समय लगेगा।
सर अभी तक केजरीवाल रिजाइन नहीं कर रहे हैं, एमपी कह चुके हैं कि जेल से सरकार नहीं चली। अब इस पर आप लोग का आगे का क्या स्टेप होगा?
मुझे लगता है इसमें हम लोगों को कुछ नहीं कहना है, किसको मुख्यमंत्री बनाना है किसको नहीं बनाना है तो आम आदमी पार्टी तय करे। लेकिन जिस तरह से अरविंद केजरीवाल आतिशी मार लेना और सौरभ भारद्वाज का नाम लेके उनको मार गए, तो मुझे नहीं लगता उसके बाद वहाँ क्या होगा।
Right, so the BJP there hitting back at the Aam Aadmi Party, saying that they are only making statements to stay relevant, to stay in the news, to make headlines. And of course, Atishi there saying that the whole country